Hello, good morning, and welcome to the AM show. It's a brand new day filled with brand new opportunities, and be ready, identify them, and take advantage of all of those opportunities. But you know what? The bigger impact you can leave this particular world is for you to make someone smile. So you have to be the reason why someone will be smiling today. When you do that, you're on your way to being counted in the good books of the Lord. So good morning, wherever you are, and make sure that you make someone smile today. My name is Samuel Kojo Brace.
Hello, good morning, and I'm MFA Akosi-Adit, and of course, Kojo Samuel Brace is making me smile. Why? Because he's back from Akwetia in peace.
And with yes.
With a lot of energy, I'm excited that you're back. Well, thank you as well for choosing us this morning. This morning, as usual, we shall bring you the AM news. A little later, we shall bring you some sports updates and, of course, news review. And we'll be bringing you the news review with Jabab Kofi Nelson, MP, Karachi East, as well, Dr. Joshua Zato, policy and political analyst, and as well, Nanaya Osapon, Movement for Change. And later in our big stories, by now you know.
Well, divided opinions continue to shape the discourse around the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo. Now, several people have come into this whole debate. Some say the woman was not given a fair hearing and all of that. But really, what does the law say? We'll sit around the table to discuss this matter. Definitely, even because former Chief Justice Sophia Kufu condemns the action, saying she did not get a fair trial. We look at the issues as her removal triggers conversation on what could happen to the existing petitions to remove the EC boss Jean Mensah, plus 3 others. We've got these and many matters arising for our discussion this morning, as Kujo told you earlier. So here's what you have to do. Join the conversation with your thoughts, your views via phone, and also all of our social media handles. You definitely want to stay with us. The AM show is sponsored by Kenoga Company Limited and Syntex Tank. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough. All right, so as we do always, we begin the show with the AM news. Do stay on.
Update in affairs. President John Mahama has urged the contractor working on the rehabilitation of the Pokuase-Nsawam road to complete the project on schedule, stressing that he will hold him to the June 2026 deadline. The president made the remarks during an inspection of ongoing works on the project. Chief Resident Engineer Kwabena Bimpon says the project is about 75% complete and stressed confidence it will be finished by the June 2026 target. Maxwell Agbagba has more in this report.
For weeks, the contractor had abandoned the project over delayed payments by the previous administration. The contractor returned to site after receiving the outstanding funds from the current government. For weeks, the deplorable state of the road, one of the busiest corridors linking Accra to the Ashanti region, had drawn sharp criticism from motorists, residents, and transport unions. Roads and Highways Minister Kwame Agboja says government has fully settled its financial obligations to the contractor. He stated that government will hold the contractor to his commitment of completing the project by June 2026.
Mr. President, at the time you took office, the contractor raised a certificate of almost $78 million before NPP left power, and they did not pay him. So it was surprising that just after you took office, people were expecting that what they could not do all over that period, you will do it. But guess what, Mr. President, you did it. As of today, Mr. President, every certificate owed the contractor on this project has been paid entirely. So we don't owe the contractor any amount on this project. And I want to hold the consultant to his work that by second quarter next year, this project should be completed, because the physical progress is about 75%, and then financial performance is even slightly ahead of that. What it means is that there's enough resource for the contractor to continue and complete this project. So we are very grateful for your leadership.
Chief Resident Engineer of the project, Kwabena Bimpon, says they are almost at the stage of asphalting the section that sparked concerns on social media. He noted that about 75% of the project has been completed and expressed confidence that the contractor will finish by June 2026.
We have a two-lane dual carriageway with two-lane serviceways on both sides of the road, that making 8 lanes. And then we jump over, the carriageway, and then two-lane service roads, making 10 lanes. Now we have a number of, we have one interchange here at Nsawam, and that is where we are presently. It is a 3-tier interchange, and then when you get to Kobiman and Mid-Year, we have overpasses. The extension of time that we're giving to the contractor to next year, around the second quarter, we should be done.
President Mahama urged the contractor working on the road to complete the project on schedule, stressing that he will hold him to the June 2026 promised deadline.
I can understand what happened. A loan was taken for this project, and I don't understand why the money is finished and the project is not over, and that we're having to come and pay supplementary almost 78 million from government of Ghana funds. So that's something that we need to find out. What really happened? How come the loan that was taken was not enough? Was it that the estimate for the project was not done properly, or what happened? But I can see that drivers are happy now, and I hope that from now till when you finish the project, you maintain a smooth flow of traffic even as you're working, so that you don't impede the flow of traffic. So we'll hold you to your word. You say by end of second quarter next year, it should be finished.
On to some illegal mining stories. Now, government's efforts to eradicate illegal mining are once again under scrutiny. The Ghana Water Company is warning of a possible shutdown of the Winneba treatment plant due to rising turbidity levels caused by mining pollution along its intake points. Officials say they now require twice the amount of chemicals to treat the discolored water. Economist Professor Gertrude Torkornoo argues that government's policy choices have not matched the urgency of the crisis, warning that illegal mining continues to endanger Ghana's water security and weaken the wider economy. He made these remarks at the 2025 ESG Sustainability Summit in Accra.
If you look at the data, in 2023 alone, Ghana spent over $11 million importing water, even from our neighbors Togo and Nigeria. And we are importing water from Spain. We are importing water from UK and the rest of them. So the pattern is clear and where people are heading towards. So those who can afford, will begin to gravitate towards that. Because you see, because we have not chosen to visit our water bodies and see for ourselves. If you go and see for yourself, you will be very careful if you buy foodstuffs from certain regions of this country. Because if you tell me that you can destroy the environment and then later go and plant trees, look at the longevity, how long it will take to get the land to its original state. It's not something to be contemplated. And all of that. So I think those are the things that we want to do. We are talking about it in bit and all of that. We deliver the wonderful speeches from government, from president and all of that. But the action on the ground is lacking. So this government has been in power for almost 7 months, 8 months. If we were serious about ESG at the national level, we should be able to see visible change in our water bodies by now.
Well, even as warnings mounts, government is signaling a shift in its regulatory framework. Last week, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, who also serves as the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, directed that the Attorney General revoke LI 2462. Technical Director for Lands at the Ministry, Joseph Osiakwan, speaking at the same event, cautioned that significant time will still be needed to complete land reclamation exercises and operationalize the Blue Water Guard initiative.
So Blue Water Guards, I don't think is anything people should rubbish, because let's wait and see their performance. Let's give ourselves some time and let's measure the turbidity levels of the water and see if it is improving in color. Okay, that is the way to go. Yes. Yes. You know, tree planting in the past, people thought it's not good to even plant trees because it takes a long period to grow. Now we have killed that myth. No, people now accept that everybody can plant trees. There are various species of trees you plant. Each species has its own time span or gestation period to grow for harvesting, and depends on which purpose for which you are planting. So planting of trees started long ago, but each government comes and intensify the efforts to plant trees, okay? So this government has introduced the Tree for Life Reforestation Initiative that is targeted mainly to mine out areas.
Now, as the fight against illegal mining intensifies, the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology and Innovation has stressed that the marine climate mandate should be codified in the Environment Impact Assessment to ensure the safeguarding of the environment, as the United Nations Convention of Laws of the Nations indicate. This call was made by the Director of Environment at the Ministry during the opening ceremony of the second International Conference on Ocean Governance on the theme Emerging Issues in the Marine Environment and Law of the Sea. Mama Visa Faculty reports.
The opening ceremony of the second International Conference on Ocean Governance, held at the School of Law Auditorium, University of Ghana, brought together stakeholders to find lasting solutions to the environmental threats destroying ocean life. The Director of Environment at the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Peter Justice Derry, outlined key recommendations to help fight the menace to safeguard the ocean.
These are the recommendations, and I think looking at the gaps, I already have talked about what has to be done. So marine climate mandates should be codified into the EIA and the marine special planning regime to ensure good environmental stewardship on the ocean. Then clarify carbon ownership. Legally defining carbon units and ownership brings clarity for all stakeholders involved in the marine climate initiatives. We were able to develop a carbon framework for terrestrial carbon, but we've not been able to develop one for blue carbon. So that has to be done.
Audrey Gray, Open Government Partnership Fellow Samuel Alesudoji, emphasized that illegal mining represents the most severe form of marine pollution, posing a greater threat to aquatic life than other types of environmental contamination.
But if you look at the general framework within which the pollution framework is built, you can also tell that, especially when you look at Article 207 of the UNCLOS, that there's a strong correlation and understanding that rivers are considered a key passage through which contaminants enter into the marine environment. And the point being made here is that Galamsey is actually the height of marine pollution. And this is so because, whilst other pollutions may probably, shy away from the water bodies and all, Galamsey is really a frontal attack on these water bodies.
Chief Executive Officer of the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Nanama Brown-Kluche, called for the urgent need to move beyond mere commitment and actively enforce environmental laws.
The scientific community has also given us the diagnosis. Now it is up to us, the global community, to act on the knowledge provided to us. Addressing this crisis demands a robust and collaborative response through our legal and policy frameworks. We must move from high-level commitment to enforcement, on-the-ground action. At the international level, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea provides a fundamental framework for ocean governance. The time for deliberation is over. The time for action is now.
As stakeholders converge to tackle the growing menace of illegal mining, experts agree that commitment alone is no longer enough. Enforcing environmental laws and holding offenders accountable is critical to protecting Ghana's marine ecosystems and securing a sustainable future for generations to come. Mama Visa Faculty's report read to you.
And I'll take you to Cape Coast, where the University of Cape Coast and its Vice-Chancellor, Professor Johnson Nyarko Wampon, has urged higher education institutions to prioritize and invest in infrastructural development, even in the face of limited financial resources. Speaking at the commissioning of newly constructed staff buildings at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Wampon cautioned institutions against the over-reliance on external aid, which stall growth and undermine the delivery of quality education, calling for a proactive approach to resource mobilization and project execution. Abigail Eselin-Nkrumah has been following and has brought this report.
Healthcare services at the University of Cape Coast is seeing a facelift following a donation of an ultrasound diagnostic system by the Vice President. Presenting the equipment to the hospital on behalf of the Vice President, the Central Regional Minister, Pokuase-Nsawam, indicated that the donation comes on the heel of a request by the hospital.
We had discussion about how the teaching hospital, the only teaching hospital you have in Central Region, is overwhelmed with OPD issues. And there was the need that we have to equip the smaller health facilities so that they will take care of the primary issues while the university will handle the further issues. And so what came to mind first was the university health facility and then Cape Coast Metro Hospital. And so when a call came that they needed this ultrasound, diagnosis system, she felt that it was the right time to do presentation. And so unfortunately, she's not able to do it today, and I had to stand in for her. So today we made a presentation of that equipment, and we believe that the hospital is going to put it to good use.
He also advised the hospital's management to provide quality health services to its patrons and pledged government support for the hospital.
I reminded the management of the institution that they should be aware that the facility is no more serving, as it were, the university student, because now the catchment area is bigger than the university community, and so they need to have their games by ensuring that they give, top-notch health services. And so
healthcare services at the University of Cape Coast is seeing a facelift following a donation of an ultrasound diagnostic system by the Vice President. Presenting the equipment to the hospital on behalf of the Vice President, the Central Regional Minister, Pokuase-Nsawam, indicated that the donation comes on the heel of a request by the hospital.
We had discussion about how the teaching hospital, the only teaching hospital you have in Central Region, is overwhelmed with OPD issues. And there was the need that we have to equip the smaller health facilities so that they will take care of the primary issues while the university will handle the further issues. And so what came to mind first was the university health facility and then Cape Coast Metro Hospital. And so when a call came that they needed this ultrasound, diagnosis system, she felt that it was the right time to do presentation. And so unfortunately, she's not able to do it today, and I had to stand in for her. So today we made a presentation of that equipment, and we believe that the hospital is going to put it to good use.
He also advised the hospital's management to provide quality health services to its patrons and pledged government support for the hospital.
I reminded the management of the institution that they should be aware that the facility is no more serving, as it were, the university student, because now their catchment area is bigger than the university community, and so they need to have their games by ensuring that they give, top-notch health services. And so we are not going to end here. This is not going to be the first or the last. We believe that the idea that it's...
We apologize for the wrong insert earlier, but moving on, Ghana's tourism sector is going digital. The Ghana Tourism Development Company has introduced 2 new platforms aimed at connecting service providers with consumers and attracting investors into the industry. A stakeholder engagement dubbed the Big Tourism Conversation was organized in Accra to gather feedback ahead of the official launch next month. And Joy News' Noala Kariniyali was at the engagement and has this report.
This is a government marketplace, and being a government marketplace, it has monopoly over even foreign OTAs like Booking.com, Get Your Guide, and TripAdvisor, HomeAway, and so on and so forth. But we need to embrace it. We need to come on board. We need to understand how this platform will serve as a bridge between the service providers and the customers.
Words of Deputy CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Abeku Santana, capturing the excitement at the launch of 2 new digital platforms in Accra.
So we are creating one of the largest tourism investment portal you can ever think of. The 261 districts, we're going to map them out here.
One of them is the Ghana Tourism Marketplace, a user-friendly interface that brings together accommodation, rentals, flights, shops and tour operators. Professor Kobi Mensah is CEO of the Ghana Tourism Development Company.
And then we have payments and reports. So we have a very huge report button. I think if this is successful, we don't have to wait for end of year. We can daily know how much is coming to the tourism sector.
The second platform, the Ghana Tourism Investment Platform, is tailored to market potential tourism sites and development projects, positioning Ghana as an attractive destination for global investors.
Okay. So currently we've covered Galosota and we're there. We give you an update on the development type. So we say that it's undeveloped. Infrastructure is good, 75%. Topography is a flat terrain. Revenue, 5 streams to make money. So you can go to the full version. We give you an overview of the area, what it can be used for, what it is, etc.
Both platforms were developed by Ghanaian tech firms Creative Bibini Limited in partnership with the GTDC. Here's Eugene Alote, a co-founder and software developer at Creative Bibini.
So this is mobile friendly. You can use your mobile devices to access it. Website, your laptops as well. We are working on something that you'll be able to use your WhatsApp also to access the platform. Once we have the vendors on board and we have a great database, we're able to integrate this with WhatsApp. You can just chat with it. I want to go to Asemanso, and then you make all your payments through the WhatsApp platform, because we know that that is the most used platform right now in the world.
At the engagement dubbed the Big Tourism Conversation, stakeholders were given a live demonstration and encouraged to share feedback to improve the tools ahead of their official launch next month.
Yes, I'm very impressed with what I've seen so far, and I'm hoping that it works to perfection.
I think it'll help level the playing field for Ghana.
With Ghana seeking to position tourism as a leading driver of economic growth, industry players believe these digital platforms could not only enrich visitor experiences, but also attract much-needed investment into the sector. For Joy News, I'm Noella Karen-Yale.
You're watching the news on the AM show. Time now for some business updates, and Kujo is on standby.
Well, let's do some business. Business community, have been talking about how inflation will be impacting their businesses. And they say the Bank of Ghana has no justification not to reduce the policy rate in their next MPC meeting following the marginal drop in inflation for the month of August to 11.5% from the 12.1% recorded in July 2025. According to the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the consistent drop in inflation is enough reasons for the Monetary Policy Committee to reduce the rate further. Speaking to Joy Business, CEO of the Chamber, Mark Bedu Abuaji, expressed optimism the committee will review the lending rate to reflect in the cost of borrowing.
Obviously, this sends a very compelling signal to the central bank that you've had a sustained reduction in inflation right from the beginning of the year to the level that we have today, as at today 11.5, which, as you said, we've gone below the target, the year target of 11.9. So, if they, assuming that the central bank uses 11.9 as their measure for putting the policy rate that high, now there's a reason why they should reduce it. So, we will still appeal to the central bank that all indicators, all macroeconomic policy indicators, point to the direction that the central bank should continuously ease the monetary policy rate, and that, of course, will translate into a lower interest rate for businesses. So we're expecting that the next Monetary Policy Committee meet review, the central bank will look at the data, will look at the current inflation rate, will look at what is happening within the exchange rate market, will look at other indicators, and we are very optimistic that the central bank will reduce the policy rate further for businesses.
Well, the country's record earnings from gold exports may not be ending soon. This is because the price of the precious metal continues to increase on the market. We have more in this report.
Gold prices have reached more than $3,500 yesterday as investors sought to protect their funds due to the current global economic uncertainty. And there are strong indications that demand will be going up in the coming days, a move that could push prices up again. Recent World Bank report has shown that Ghana's strong economic recovery has been influenced by soaring gold prices. The country's earnings from gold reached more than $8.3 billion in the first 6 months of this year. It has helped boost Ghana's international reserves, a development that could help in stabilizing the Ghana cedi going forward. Some analysts have argued that with the rising gold prices, that should help Bank of Ghana fast-track the process of hedging gold prices on the international market.
And that's all in the AM News for this morning. Up next is AM Sports.
On the AM show, my name is Haruna Mubarak, and Ghana's journey to the 2026 World Cup continues today as the Black Stars take on Chad in matchday 7 of the qualifying series. Ghana have won 5 of their last 6 games and top Group I with 15 points, 3 clear of second-placed Comoros. However, head coach Otuado is not getting complacent, facing a Chad side that have lost all 6 matches.
Anything else doesn't make sense. We have to do our homeworks now here in Chad. We have to win this match to keep those who are behind us at least with the same points behind us. And if we are a little bit lucky, we can even extend the points. So we have to do our homework, and the worst thing we can do is to underrate Chad. I hear a lot of people talking about Chad as if they are not that good, and it's an easy win. People are already talking about the World Cup, but I think this is the biggest mistake we could do, to underrate a team, to think we have already made it. No, it's hard work. It's going to be very, very hard tomorrow. It's going to be hot. It's an AstroTurf. It's a different terrain. They are at home. The fans will be cheering for them, so it's going to be difficult. Nowadays in football there are no more small teams, and I know that surely if we get an early goal or so, it can be easier, but in football anything can happen, and like I said, we don't have to underrate them. We have to be focused, we have to be concentrated, and we have to believe in ourselves.
These are good points you have raised, but the fact that on paper everybody look at Ghana and Chad and they think it's a foregone conclusion. Ghana will start at favourites. Ghana is on top of Group I. Chad haven't even won a single point from all the matches they have played, so far in 6 games. Do these points increase the burden of expectations? And does it also increase the burden to deliver in tomorrow's game?
Sure. I mean, like I said, we're very close, but we're not there yet. And I just try to emphasize the players that they have to work even harder now. Nobody should relax or think it will go by itself. It's hard work, and for this we have to be very, very sharp and focused, and to push each other. And then I think if we do so, we will get the right results.
Now, presidential aspirant for the new patriotic party, Kobina Eje Ajapon, has called on the Black Stars to show greater commitment and national pride ahead of the match against Chad.
We haven't had success for a long while, but at least quite recently we've been in a number of finals, and we have been appearing on the World Cup. So I think we can do better. We need to work harder and get the Ghanaian players to play for the country. I mean, that's what used to be the case. The dedication to play, the pride in playing for the flag, you know, rather than always they talk about money and allowances. These are professional players who are earning a lot of money anyway where they play. So they should see this as a call to national duty, and they should display that on the pitches for us. I have served as Black Satellites Management Committee member and Black Stylist Management Committee member. We didn't used to take any allowances. We did it from our hearts because we felt a sense of pride just serving our nation. You know, so I don't feel that as a big issue. I don't want us to place too much emphasis on money. Let's concentrate on the football, get the coaches focused, and the players should be also well built for this tournament. It's an opportunity for them to showcase themselves. And soccer has become big business now, and most of them are earning quite well. And they should see this opportunity to appear for their country as a shot in their arm. It adds to their CV as who they are and appreciates their value as football players. So I think most importantly, they should focus on working hard and should be prepared to die a little for our country, Ghana.
Now, Benjamin Asare has kept 2 clean sheets in 2 competitive games for the Black Stars. He could be in the starting lineup for Ghana, which means his club Hearts of Oak will have to find a replacement as they face Great Olympics in the Democracy Cup on Friday. Head coach Didi Dramani believes he has able goalkeepers to step in.
First of all, every player in our domain is so important, and we cherish every player. And in the course of the season, you might not have all your players, and so you try as much as possible to get every player very, very ready. Maybe some players will have their debut in this encounter, and so for us, we prepared Benjamin to the best that we can, you know, to have that production to the national team, and that's a big plus for the club. And so also his space is being occupied by another person, and he gives everyone the opportunity to stand in when the opportunity comes. Unfortunately, in football, you can have just maximum 20 players on the team squad list, and out of the 20, you can have just 11 to start. And out of the 11, you know, there's 9 substitutes that are there. You can do maximum 5 substitutions within 3 slots. And so when you don't even strategically plant these aspects, you know, it goes against you. But the energy depletion, as I keep speaking about, is also important when it comes to the period. We will not say the team's preparation has been so excellent. Definitely, there are flaws and then there are positives in what we are doing.
Now, to Europe, Sene Lamen says his move to Manchester United feels like a childhood dream after completing a deadline day transfer. United reportedly spent an initial £80 million to get Lamens from Royal Antwerp, with a 23-year-old putting pen to paper on a 5-year deal. He's regarded as the new Thibaut Courtois in Belgium.
Massive day for me, and I'm very happy that we could get it done today.
I've been seeing you doing your photo shoots in the new kit. It must feel very good, but your family around as well. It's a proud day for all of you.
Yeah, I'm very happy they can also be here today because it's, yeah, like I said, a massive day for me, but also for them because they saw me grow up, play football my entire life. So it's also nice to have them with me now today in yeah, the biggest moment in my life almost. So it's also nice that they're here.
Yeah, there's so much to do on a day like this, lots of things to do, but maybe later when you're having dinner, a chance to reflect on.
Yeah, that's true. Then probably with a glass of champagne, it's a little bit more easier to reflect on the past and the things I've had to go through to get here. Also the things, the low moments we've had together and the high moments, I think all came together to be here today. So yeah, let's hope it gets done quickly, and then tonight we can celebrate it.
Well, we're very pleased to have you. What attracted you to Manchester United? Why Manchester United?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things. Like I just said, it's one of the biggest clubs in the world. Premier League is the biggest competition in the world. and also the history of the club. I think I remember being a kid of Manchester United winning Champions League, winning the league, and also wanting to help the team get to a level that you can compete for a title again and for to play Champions League again. That's also one of my biggest points, that I want to grow with the team and grow to the heights that used to be of Manchester United.
That's your sports on the AM show. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Have a good morning.
Well, welcome to the AM show once again. The show is proudly sponsored by Kenoga Company Limited and Syntex Tanks. Now, Ghana, let's talk about water tanks. Do you know the secret to real water storage? It's simple. If your tank doesn't have the tortoise on it, then it's not the correct tank. That's right. The tortoise tank, Syntex tank, is a champion of water tanks. So it is strong, durable, and built to handle our Ghanaian weather. Rain or shine, Syntex has got your back. So go outside, check your tank, and if it doesn't have a tortoise on it, it's time for you to upgrade. Join the Syntex tank family today and enjoy our water storage that's tough like a tortoise. Call us today on 0244 335 168 to buy one, or call any of our 400 agents nationwide. You can also shop online at syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, a strong, a tough. Let's get into what's coming up today in the news, what the papers are reporting and matters arising in this beautiful country of ours. Joining us today is Jabab Kofi Nelson. He's MP for Karachi East. He's here. We also have Dr. Joshua Zato, policy and political analyst, Electoral at the University of Ghana, and Nanayao Sapong. He is with the Movement for Change. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, boss.
Today the screen is too masculine, but yeah, we'll have to cope with it.
I was asking. Who calls up?
The whereabouts.
Who calls up?
That would make it more bright.
Oh, so we don't make it bright.
Well, you can choose to say that. But of course, even if you look at the sports industry, a lot of men choose to watch whichever sports it is. Okay, the viewership is high. But when it comes to advertisement, we go the other way. What do you say? So sometimes I'm surprised those who want to promote, what's the name? This gays. There's nothing interesting. Look at Zato's face. There's nothing interesting about it.
Oh my goodness.
Very hardcore.
Today our viewers have to forgive us that we're doing an all, affair. But well, anyway, but as we do always, we give you maximum 2 minutes for you to tell us what's on your mind, what you want Ghanaians to, know about. So I'll start with you, Nana.
Thank you very much, my brother. And good morning to my colleagues here and to our viewers. What came to my mind, actually one of them came last night, had to do with the visit by His Excellency the President to the...
Singapore?
No, the Pokuase-Nsawam Road.
Yeah.
I got so excited about it because it has been a headache of road users, and almost everybody has been complaining about the work pace and what is being done about it. Of course, we saw the attempt by the roads minister, the finance minister, and those concerned to get the contractor back to work. But I was excited to have seen the president take that step. It shows how much an interest the entire nation has on that particular stretch. It's one of the connecting roads. I think that he did a very good thing to have gone to the grounds himself to get the first-hand information and to see the work, the progress of work. And I think it would also send a signal to the contractor that he has to do what he has to do. And at least we had some assurances from the roads minister looking into the second quarter of next year to have a complete, work done. And I think that it was a good call by the president. You could also have a feel from the roads minister's submission that he has and he knows his stuff, and we wish them well.
So yesterday when we got to the road, we're coming from Akutia, we saw that, I think bitumen, I don't know, but there was they had applied some black stuff, and that should be bitumen, right? At a certain portion of the road. And was like, oh, okay. No, there's a new development.
There is a new development. And I'm telling you, with the visit of the president, there will be more pressure for the contractor to expedite the work. And that is what we need as a nation. And almost everybody uses that stretch. And if we are able to have that dualization of our roads to the Ashanti region, trust me, from Accra to Kumasi shouldn't take you more than 3 hours. You understand? And so I think that the visit by the president will put more pressure. And of course, we've had assurances. The contractor himself has also assured us. And then I think that it is an excellent move by the president and the roads minister.
So that's what we have on the screen now. What happened there when the president was there, and then the current development on that particular road. Just a while ago, you saw Roads Minister Agbaja speaking there with the president standing by him. So yes.
And it tells the contractor the whole of Ghana's eye is there. You understand? It doesn't mean that the other road projects are not priority, but it shows how urgently we would need this road to be completed for commuters. For those who do this cargo business, those importers and exporters, the market people who bring goods from Kumasi, Sunyani, and other places. They all use this road, and I think that is an excellent move. Now, my other issue would have to do with the street lights.
Okay.
There is a move the regional minister has done, and I sat here some time back and I said that we need to encourage citizens to be more responsible, and it would be the approach that we would use, the strategy that we're going to use. There are some of the stretch, that we have very good businesses on the roadside. And I've suggested that it is time the MMDCs and the Regional Coordinating Council approach these businesses and encourage them to take responsibility of the street lights that is by their shops. So let me give you an example. If you look from the Spintex, that is a very common example I can give. Let's say from the Palace Mall, straight up to the Kutubabi EcoBank. It's full of shops, it's full of businesses. If we're able to encourage them, if we're able to come together and speak to them, and each shop, or each company decides to adapt even one street light, I do not think we would find darkness on that stretch. You understand? Whilst we use the national resources that we have, we've been able to gather, to actually feed into the other stretch that do not have shops on their sides. So the businesses take responsibility of adapting a pole, putting up the pole, and maintaining the pole. Now, sometimes it's difficult when the business would have to give the money to the assembly engineer whosoever is responsible to do it. But when you have given them the cost, and you have told them that this is how much it's going to take, you show them where to get the right thing, and you give them the labor to do that, they will be willing to probably pay for the cost and the maintenance, the cost, the installation and the maintenance of these street light poles. And it would reduce the burden and the pressure that comes from government when it has to do with the spending. And we would enjoy the bright lights on our streets. And it also helps in our security.
Okay,
so
thank you very much.
It's something we need to cover.
Thank you, Nana. Let me come to you, Honorable.
Thank you very much. This morning, let me first of all great, the good people of Karachi East constituency. And also to add is to greet my new constituency, the fresh parliamentary or MP elect for Akutia, Honorable Bernard Kubedu, for that victory. In fact, he made us proud. What is in my mind this morning is about the professional manner in which the police conducted themselves at the Akutia by-election. I would like to say thumbs up for the Interior Minister. I would like to say thumbs up to the IGP. In fact, it gave us the assurance that going forward, our democracy has a future. In fact, the police, they were very professional. The stakeholders, I mean, the various political parties that participated in that by-election, everybody was satisfied that the process was free and fair. So once they have done this professionally, they need our commendation. So in that regard, I want to thank the Ghana Police Service that is to continue in that manner. Also to add up to this, what comes up, again, if you look at our road safety warning, is that the pedestrian knockdown in our various roads across the country has surged by 8% from January 2025 to August 2025. That is a serious danger. And if you have noticed it, if you drive these days yourself, most people think that you do guy on the road shows that you are not a villager. But excuse me, my language. You see, the car doesn't even respect the manufacturer who manufactured it. So we would like to appeal to Ghanaians, especially pedestrians. When we are crossing roads, please, we should watch. We should watch. Some cross even at unapproved points. And they don't care. They don't even care. Give a damn that they are in the middle of the road. And also to our drivers, they should know that when they are driving in town, well, we move in town. Our people are in town. School children cross. Pedestrians, market women, everyone crosses the road. So when they are in town, they should also at least tone down on their speed, because if from January to now, the percentage is up by 8% as compared to last year, the same period, then it poses a kind of danger to us as a nation. Thank you so much.
The behavior is more important, both on the driver side and on the pedestrian
side.
Because especially on the, the N1 and the Medina Highway, there were a lot of demonstrations, so the footbridges were constructed. People don't use them. They still go through those small holes, in the medians, and it doesn't really help. But thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, Dr. Zato.
Thank you. Thank you to my co-panelists, and good morning to those of us listening, wherever you might be. The Daily Graphic reported yesterday that in the Gbiniyiri conflict, 31 Ghanaians died. And about 48,000 Ghanaians have been displaced. Manasseh Azuri Awuni is also reporting that about 48,000 Ghanaians are displaced. And a lot of them, a lot of Ghanaians, are now refugees in Ivory Coast. I want that to sink in, that there are Ghanaians right now, as we are speaking, who are refugees in Ivory Coast because they've been chased out of their homes. Their homes have been burned down, some of them have been killed, and they are seeking shelter in Ivory Coast of all places. I want us to let that sink, and then we begin to ask ourselves, where did we go wrong? Globally, our security index or stability index has dropped drastically. We saw it. The global survey told us that the country is becoming more and more insecure. Why? National security, please. When it comes to these stories of national security, they must be bipartisan and also non-partisan. They should be political, I agree. They should be policy, because when you say political, that's policy, I understand. But they can be non-partisan or they should be bipartisan. Please, just as you were able to amass a lot of policemen, a lot of military men, to go to Equatorial and ensure that there was a peaceful election, let's handle this. Please, national security, let's move resources, whatever we need to do, to go to the aid of these suffering Ghanaians, to one, immediately see how we can bring them back home, providing they needed shelter, food, medicine they need. NADMO is hamstrung. They don't have money, they don't have resources. They've said that. The news report, Joy FM is supporting that. Please, Minister of the Interior, Minister of Finance, release some critically needed funding for NADMO to be able to go to the aid of these brothers and sisters of ours who are living in a foreign country. Ghana used to be the most stable country in this whole region. We are losing that gradually. Please, let's go back to the drawing board. Most of the people in the national security, especially those in the National Security Secretariat, are veterans. They know this. They've been doing this for a very long time. So please, go back to what works. Go back to see how you can do this. If it means bringing in more experienced hands, if it means approaching in a different way, whatever that has to be done. The president was in Far East, Singapore, in courting investors. All that will come to naught if those investors feel that they cannot invest in a country that is not stable. We are asking people to invest in this country. So please, NADMO needs resources. The Regional Coordinating Council in the Savannah region needs resources. We all need resources. But whatever we have to do, however we have to do it, we must make sure that these our brothers and sisters in Ivory Coast are brought back, that we find temporary shelter for them. And then whatever it is that we have to do it to make sure that these killings are stopped. These killings are eliminated, because we are one people and one nation with a common aspiration. These ideas, whatever it is that is driving it, however it is, let's increase our surveillance, let's increase our intelligence gathering, let's increase. This is something I want to believe, maybe I don't know, that when it comes to security, we rely so much on the cohesive aspect of it.
But Doc, whilst I agree with you and the fact that there has to be support, why not drive that particular advice to the resident of the area that they have a larger role to play in all of this? Because we are told that the fight is over a plot that's not even up to one plot. So why don't they see the need to say, let us use discourse to settle our differences rather than to fight amongst them? Because those who have died are their brothers and sisters.
First of all, I don't want to blame victims for what is happening. I don't want to do that.
Who are the victims?
Those who died and the families. They died, they are victims. But what I'm saying is true. What you're saying is part of it. In fact, I'm happy. So it's a conversation I've started. Mm. And you can say, so I'm talking about the national security aspect, that whatever they are doing, they should do it more, that they should provide support, that they should provide assistance. But yes, and remember, I also talked about that they should extend assistance to the Regional Coordinating Council to help them. They should extend assistance to the National Peace Council. And I think that, yes, then they should come with dialogue. See, that is where the National Peace Council then comes in, the dialogue aspect. Mm. They can then go, because remember, I was concluding the point that we tend to emphasize more on the cohesive aspect. The National Security Council the Peace Council can then go in as mediators. Talk to them. You are brothers, you are sisters, you've intermarried, you've been doing this. Go back to the old traditional means of conflict resolution. Go back to the old means of where something happens, we all meet at the chief's palace, or we all meet at the Jantiana palace. In Tumu, we call it Jantiana. Jantiana is landlord. So once you are summoned before the Jantiana, you go there, you sit there, he finishes the case, you get up and you go. Let's all go back to those traditional means. So let's use an all of the above approach. National security doing their part to both cohesive visible forces, also through the invisible ones of intelligence gathering to prevent, so that we are not only curing, we are also preventing. So it's more preventive and curative to do that. Then let the chiefs there also have a big role to play. National Minister of Chieftaincy and National Council. Engage the regional houses of chiefs there. engage the people there to continue to work. So that is one of the ways. Please, whatever you are doing, I'm cheering for the national security. I'm cheering for national security coordinator. He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. He's a Sesala. And some of these people that have been there are Gonjas, and the Gonjas must always serve Sesala. So he should go and help the Gonjas more. Okay. So that they get that. It's a light-hearted thing. He knows what I'm talking about.
A quick bite on what Doc said. Now, we need to be more blatant, blunt, and non-partisan when it comes to issues of national security. I think that the national security has taken steps to address this particular matter. In fact, 4 days ago, the president himself had also directed the Minister for Interior and one other minister to quickly engage the chiefs and people of the area, including the Yagbonwura.
Yes.
You understand, on this same matter. You understand me? So it means that steps have adequately been taken towards this. And you see, Zato introduced the issue of the Global Peace Index. Let us put in perspective. The Global Peace Index that was released in 2025, which is just some few weeks ago. If you read the report in detail, you would understand that the index, the elements, the 23 indicators in there that forms the Global Peace Index travels way back, not in 2025. Let us take that in perspective. It is 3 out of these indicators that falls within 2024 March 2025. So let's get it in perspective.
That's someone's reflection.
What I wanted to say is that aside the good work that the Interior Minister is doing, the President is doing, the overlord of Gonja, Yagbonwura, is mediation. Look, the peace in every conflict comes from the parties themselves.
Yes.
The people of Sola, Tuna Kabasi said, Dr. Vividili said it. They have been brothers, they have been sisters for a long time in that enclave. I mean, what would have triggered this? That is why it's a disaster. No one expected it. But if it has come, the government is doing its best. The traditional authority is doing their best. But understanding to resolve this issue will come from the people themselves.
Thank you.
So I want to appeal the people of Buneire that they should come together once again as brothers. That bond that made them live together in that area with that cohesion and resolve the problem.
Thank you.
So the government comes, it is easy.
Thank you
so much.
Grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you. I think we've...
Your
point is well made. Your point is well made.
He only wants to rebut the global...
I don't want to do that. I want to talk about... I wanted to add another one. Different from this.
No, it's not a friend. I want us to start from Akwatia, because that's where I'm coming from. Now, the New Patriotic Party...
you come from Akwatia?
No, that's where I am.
Okay.
Because I was there for the election.
Oh, you were there?
Yes, I came in only yesterday.
Oh, so, that's nice.
This is a fresh Akwatia burger.
Hey, they give you money and you refuse to Akwatia. Next time, collect and come and give it to me, okay? I'm saying collect and come and give it to me. Oh, I saw somebody was trying to give you.
I don't even understand why the person was trying to do that.
But somebody was trying. Oh, come on, why so?
Yes. I was reporting. So it's like I'm speaking to you, and then I'm done with you, and Jabab walks in. I don't know Jabab, so I thought, okay, this is a resident who also wants to speak about the election. So I said, okay, what's your name? What do you have to say? Then the person said, no, I'm not here to talk. But then he shows me something in his hand. I saw it briefly. It was money.
They probably were a journalist. He apprecited the good work.
I don't doubt it.
But that is more Ghanaian.
I don't know why. All I'm saying is that he rejected the money. I'm saying next time he should collect it, come and give it to me. What's your problem?
So when they give me money,
I don't know. I don't care why. I'm not asking why they gave it. I'm just saying next time collect it, come and give it to me.
In my party NDC, nobody gave money in Akwatia.
Let's move on.
When I go to Akwatia, I met my deputy general secretary.
Wait.
Bandy.
Go to the case. You are already talking about your own party. Is it the case where when we talk about dry
no, hold on.
Is it the case?
I mean, Zato's point was that Nsawam should take it.
Now, now, the way you are acting, is it that are we talking about dry bones?
I was expecting to tell, but what do you call it?
Are we talking about dry bones?
That's what I didn't see any money.
No, no, but I'm just saying that the way you are acting, are we talking about dry bones?
When you see the video,
no dry bones in this.
You will see that I saw it. But because my mind was not on him,
but you see,
it even drew a certain laughter from me.
Playing the devil's advocate, nobody seeing you with camera and all the gadgets on you would want to bribe you. Probably. The person being a resident, seeing you, and probably the way you were sweating. Like, oh, Yentun Suma. You understand me? So I do not want us to say that the resident.
A journalist.
And after you reject it,
why would they be trouble to give you money?
You do realize that?
You know, I was reporting. So when he moved on, I also moved on. To report, because I was live on television. So I didn't have to.
And he knew you were on television. Everybody knows you.
Okay. Why are you analyzing this issue?
Hold on. I just said I'm playing the devil's advocate.
He said the devil's advocate.
Let's get into Akwetia. Then you can bring that up. Now, the NPP has released a statement condemning the threats of death and physical assault by NDC officers and says, the New Patriotic Party condemns the threat of death against the minority leader Osahin Alexander Feyomakin, the national organizer Henry Nanabuachi, and Honorable Frank Anodompre by the first national chairman, vice chairman of the NDC, Chief Sofo Azoka, and Alhaji Abdul Wahab Amadou, the Ebuako North Constituency Communication Officer of the NDC. The party further condemns the unprovoked physical attack on its third national vice chairman, Alhaji Osman Masawudu, by Chief Sofo Azoka and his notorious hoodlums. Such violent conduct by no means a person than a national officer of the ruling party and a constituency officer diminishes the gains of our democracy and has the potential to create further insecurity in the country in the face of Ghana's recent decline in the Global Peace Index ranking. The party will formally lodge complaint with the Ghana Police Service against the mentioned individuals. We are also calling on the Inspector General of Police as part of his post-election actions to immediately arrest and investigate Chief Sofo Azoka, Alhaji Abdul Wahab, and any other person captured in the videos widely circulated in the media. The recklessness of the actions of Chief Sofo Azoka and Alhaji Abdul Wahab ought to be properly investigated and punished. Justin Kudwa-Frimpong wrote this particular matter. So matters arising from Akwetia. Let me start with you. Nana,
Oh, I thought they went into Akwetia.
Say again?
I said I thought they went into Akwetia.
So I should. But okay, let me start with
no,
what happened. It's
a national issue. Personally, I would want to congratulate the NDC and their candidate for the good work they did.
Bernard Bedu Esquire.
Bernard Bedu.
Yeah. His name is Triple B. Yeah, I watched it there. I didn't even know. It's Bernard. There's a B in there. Bediako Bedu.
Yes. BBB.
Yeah.
That's nice. And so, congratulations to him. And I think that yesterday, I made a statement on one of the platforms. I said that if you're a political party and you go into an election or a battlefront with a broken front, an ununited front, you go into a battle with cracks in the foundation of your party, go into a battle with broken principles, values, and tradition, you do not expect to come out victorious. You understand me? And one of the main reasons that led to the defeat of the NPP in Akwetia, as some of these that I have stated, you understand me? Now, if you look at what was happening in Akwetia in 2023-2024, the NPP had an issue in Akwetia with the primaries, which they left unresolved. There was this issue about Amase and some other party executives and all the brouhaha that give them Ns. Yao Kumi, the late Ns. Yao Kumi. Those matters were never resolved. Now, there is a by-election. Instead of allowing there to be a competitive competition between persons who were interested, rather you went into what they term as a consensus picking of a candidate. What happens when you do that is that you deepen the cracks, all right, in the foundation of the party in that constituency. And it was something that the NDC did smartly when they allowed there to be a competition, the primaries in the constituency for somebody to emerge a winner. And so they went in there a united front. And I will tell you, between the NDC and the NPP's candidate, I think that the NPP's candidate is a homeboy, if you would ask me, listening to the history of Akwatia and how they have both performed in those areas. But the NDC went in united. They went into the field accepting the fact that they need to support their candidate to work.
But what makes you think that the MPP was disunited?
If you listen to Afenyo-Markins when there was a short interview where he was appealing to even stars of the NPP to come to Akwatia to support work.
Okay.
You notice that, listen, the leadership was not even there. You understand? So these things, if I've said it, they need to sit down and deal with the matter. But me free my way. But they would concentrate on what Alan and us would come and do. But they cannot win any election with this kind of leadership. They cannot win any elections with this kind of crack in the party from top to down. They cannot win any kind of elections with this arrogance of power and impunity and not accepting and taking responsibility. Now to Sofo Azoka, please, I would tell him to his face. When we knew Sofo Azoka, we were small boys. You understand? If you go to Tamale just after the market, there is a fuel station. That was where he used to sit. I don't know if he still sits there. But where he has gotten to, he should understand that he has grown past some of these things. He has now become, it is a name you can't touch when you go to Tamale and the northern part. He has built around himself a certain aura that people look up to him. We, the young boys, we used to look up to him. What I saw happen on live television, it's not something we should defend, or it's not something that is acceptable. At his level, at his caliber, at his age, first national vice. If some of these small boys are behaving that way, that is them. I mean, but you are an elder of a party. Of course, I mean, Buga Buga, everybody knows Buga Buga's attitude. It's also condemnable. It is hard time these leaders and these elders understand that politics is not about how much you shout or throw your hands. Their actions was irresponsible. We shouldn't mince words. And surprisingly, it was on live television. And that doesn't make you a man. You understand? I mean, throwing your hands and hitting somebody on live television? So irresponsible. Let the small boys go and do it. Let them bring it to you as the elder, solve the matter. But when you go and do it, so who should come and solve it? Yeah, started politics in Kitin. When we talk about Sofo Azoka, everybody knows him in Tamale. They are Azoka boys. He feeds a lot of people on the streets. He's created jobs for the people. But some of these actions would wash off all the good things you have done. Seeing the statement he made about Afenyo-Markins was so interesting that there will be a by-election. And I asked myself, what is the interpretation of there will be a by-elections? Of course, minority leader, if indeed he went to deface the posters of the NDC man, which has been pasted no other place but the NDC office, that was also an irresponsible.
So I was there. I think that there was some misreporting or representation to some people. The incident didn't happen at the party office. And also the incident was not committed by Afenyo-Markins himself. It was at a polling station called Abronsayase, which is after the NDC office. I think you would drive for about 500 meters, if my memory is helping me. And so when they got there, Afeomakin and Justin Kodia were in front. They had gone into the polling station. But they were working in the company of a bodyguard. That bodyguard was the one who tore a poster, which was on a light pole in front of that polling station. And the NDC people didn't take lightly at all. That's what almost resulted in a clash.
No, so you see, if it was in front of a polling station, the best approach to it was to report to the police who was there. You know,
I've heard a lot of people say was, Afeomakin is a lawyer himself.
Yes.
So if it was him, he should know what the law says.
Of course.
But it wasn't him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If indeed, if you listen to me, if indeed he was the one that did it, I would have been surprised because you are defacing another man's, for lack of a better expression, You have your turn. You have your turn.
Okay, thank you.
Honorable. So you understand. So we should, when these things, when we are in situations like this, this is the best time to exhibit emotional intelligence and leadership. This is the best time to exhibit high emotional intelligence and leadership. And you see, the police did an excellent job. National security did a beautiful job. You understand? Not only the numbers, but the strategy that they put in place this time round. You could see the difference between the strategy they used from that they used in Ablekuma.
Because at that point, when the NDC guys came confronting the bodyguard, what the police did was to barricade the frontage of the
police station. Yes.
They were holding hands, and then they dragged the bodyguard into the police station so that the guys could not have. So then Justin Kodia and Afeomakin hear the commotion outside. Then I saw Justin Kodia come and he was speaking to, later I got to know he's the youth organizer of the constituency, because he was the lead to say that, oh, let's try and calm tempers.
So I think that the police did an excellent job.
They did an excellent
They did an amazing job. And unfortunately, on the side of the police, the brouhaha that is coming out of this by-election is not by just ordinary citizens. It's by kingpins in politics. I mean, him said the American.
Oh, yes.
The ordinary Ghanaian went to vote and went home. The troubles that are being reported are reported of people who should have known better. And that is what actually is making me think that are we indeed in for the development of Akwatia? But it brings me back to what I have stated before when Ablekuma happened. I said that there are some individuals and leaders, when they are going into certain constituencies, when there are by-elections whatsoever, should not be allowed into those constituencies. And I think that we need to, as a country, agree on this matter. That if you are not from within that constituency, you shouldn't be allowed to go into that constituency. The boys who followed Azoka into the constituency, are they from the Akwatia? Minya. Way from Tamale. Then you come into Akwatia. When Justin Kodia and Afenyo was also going, I mean, Afenyo is a leader, one bodyguard, not bad. Justin is a national officer, general secretary, one bodyguard, not bad. But look at the number of boys that went with them. And I stated, I said, when these leaders are moving, they move with not less than 2, 3, 4 cars full of boys. What are they afraid of? If you're a politician and you have done right, if you're a politician and you do not have a bad intention, you will not move around with so many people.
Okay. Jabab.
Thank you very much. You see, before we went to Akwatia by-election, if you remember our deputy director in charge of IT, Rashid Tanko Computer, did mention that the late Dr. Omani Boama, may his soul rest in peace, set the roadmap for the Akwatia by-election. He prepared everything down before his untimely death, or the unfortunate death. Following that roadmap into Akwatia by-election, NDC, we were quest for victory, nothing than the victory. And we were focused on what we were going to do. And so we went to Akutia. So the way we executed our campaign in a coordinated manner. In fact, you hardly will you hear of any issue reported of violence, any issue in a negative manner. So the election went on. In fact, what happened in Akutia town, as you were there.
Yes, yes.
I was a polling agent. I was in Takrasi.
Okay.
You know, a little bit asked.
Yeah.
Manyalawa. Alawa bay. So far from that, the election was peaceful. But you know that my concentration was on. So actually, what is reporting, I heard it later. You say you were there.
I was there. Yes. I was
there. But what I heard that triggered sometimes the move of my vice chairman, my national vice chairman, Chief Sofu was the defacing, the issue of the defacing of NDC, our parliamentary candidates' posters. And in fact, around that, I think at that moment, he was the national executive closer to the area. So just as we saw that the police moving to protect, sometimes the attack on the bodyguard of Afenyomakin and his people, that took to the character of defacing posters of our candidate. Then this also got to him, that this is what the people are doing. Is that good in a by-election? No. Of course, these are people who have followed a national leader. If I say a national leader, Afenyomakin is a minority leader in parliament. In fact, it's a very, very big body as far as their party hierarchy is concerned. JFK, who was also in his company, is of course their national secretary.
General secretary.
Sorry, their general secretary. And it is said literally that if an elder is in the house and the children going destroying or doing what is not necessary or is not needful, and you don't talk, you don't reprimand, you don't stop them, then eventually, then it means that you are concerned.
But it's not when you see it. This happened back.
This is when you see it. So one would have taken it literally. And what will the news be to Azoka? MPP, Afenyomakin, the MPP General Secretary and their boys are defacing your candidates' posters in town. So as a national executive also around, you will try to confront the issue. I'm not trying to justify, because I said I was not there.
Yeah.
You were there. I didn't see what happened. I heard it reported, whether it's true. From there, I've not been able to engage my national vice chairman yet. I know Chief Ezoka.
So that's it.
Okay.
This is what happened. We were there, so we captured it. So look at it.
I can see you.
This is it. So you see here, then they brought us Afenyo here because he was coming out of the police station.
Okay.
Because this whole defacing happened behind him, like I said.
Okay.
So when they had the commotion, then they were coming out. But when they were coming out, they directed him away from where the commotion was happening. Okay. It was Justin who went to the guy who was the guy standing in front of the yellow car. He's a youth organizer. He was the first person to have gone down. Yes, exactly. You know, so the police came in to try and simmer down the whole thing. And Justin got that youth organizer to say, Charlie, we'll handle it. And that's why, together with the police, then they drove Afenyomakin away.
Where I was trying to land is that anywhere you see smoke, there is definitely fire.
Yeah.
So if nothing provoked Chief Izoko Azoka, as you know him, he's a very friendly person. As Nana said, he knew in those days.
Yeah.
He loves human being. Azoka doesn't behave that way until you provoke him. So when this happened, he was the national leader immediately around. So in the party image, are you understanding it? Probably he was also trying to say, stop what you are doing. Because this is a by-election. You want to win, I want to also win. So you don't go defacing my candidate's pictures. It's uncalled for. It's unconstitutional. And being a lawyer, I think he thinks Afenyomakin should have known better, that his followers should not be doing this. So if he said this, I was not there, but I think it's on the basis of what his boys were doing. That is why my vice chairman said this.
Okay. I mean, I got to realize that there were some misinformation along the line. So I told my guys that when you are giving them the microphone, watch it. Because it came out, then the report was that it happened at the party office, one. The report was that Afeoma did it. So I think that infuriated your vice chair. Yes. And then when he went to Akotia Lorry Station, that's where the clash happened. His clash with Masaudu. Is it Masaudu? Their confrontation happened at the Akotia Lorry Station police station. At that point, Afeoma was not even there. But based on the report he has heard, and that resulted in that.
Yes.
Anyway, Doc, come in here. The MPP say they are reporting this incident to the police for actions.
Thank you very much for this. And let me congratulate the NDC. Let me congratulate their candidate. And let me congratulate, in particular, my friend now, Computer. Rashid Computer, thank you. He was all over the place, giving a lot of interviews and making a lot of noise. I'm glad he
wasn't making noise.
He wasn't making noise.
He was explaining
interviews and explaining. Doctor,
we were talking.
My director wasn't making noise.
When you were talking,
Computer wasn't making noise.
Was making noise. I heard that the money for the election was given to him, so he didn't spend all. So Computer, I'm expecting that you bring me my share. You didn't spend all the money they give you for the election. He's my friend, so I can say that. No, I'm saying that he's my friend, so I'm saying on a friendly note. Okay. He's the director, so all the money. You two, they even gave you allowance for being a police station agent. He was asking for his share. You say you finished spending it. Computer, the money, you don't finish spending it.
I'm sure don't finish was giving money. The way he's talking, he was giving money.
You realize what I was talking to nobody.
Always Akotia money. I'm sure Zato was giving some money from Akotia.
Did you see me in Akotia? I don't even know where
Akotia is. To you in your house or your lecture hall.
I don't know where Akotia is.
They brought you a bag of money in your lecture hall.
Can you let me talk?
Okay.
So, allow him. The money, if you chop all and we meet again next time,
you are going back to the fight.
I'm going back there. He's my friend. I don't want you to finish the money. He has the money.
Let's go on.
So, congratulations to them. Victory has a lot of friends. We know that. When you win, everything you have done is perfect. And when you lose, everything you have done is wrong. So the commentary coming out of Aketia, I'm not surprised. Yes, then this one, the moment you win, it doesn't matter how, whatever it is. So that's what I'm saying. I want to congratulate them. Two things stand out, as I said. I also want to congratulate the Ghana Police Service. They did very well here. I thank them for what they've done. But I hope that it doesn't stop there. I want the Ghana Police to be able to submit a report, a public report, on what went right and what didn't go right in Equatia for our public consumption. I want them to publish it. There may be some aspects they have to deduct. It's of course normal. And let us know how much money they spend on it, what resources they spend on it, and what they need more. And then when they do that, they can then use it as a case study, one, on how to conduct by-elections to prevent violence, and secondly, on how to even project it to generalize it to national elections. Because we need that. Mostly we don't get to read or understand or study the experiences of the police and why they do these things. And so because of that, the commentary we tend to give is coming from either our preconceived notion of what they are doing, but not the new things, the improved things they are doing. So it is the supreme interest of the Ghana Police Service to publish these reports. For instance, the last elections, they've not published a full report of what happened or what didn't happen. When you publish these reports, and then academics, criminologists will study, political scientists will study, sociologists will study, psychologists will study, then we can begin advising political parties, or we can begin advising others on how to conduct these things. That will even end up making the work of the police relatively easier for them. So thank you, Ghana Police Service, for what you've done. We want to see more. We want to see you to share your knowledge with us, share your experience with us, publish it, so that we get to know how you went there. Then I want to talk to you. See, sometimes what happens is that when I hear my brother talking and criticizing him, it's like, for the movement of change, they have allowed the MPP to be living freely in their heads and in their hearts. And so, rent-free. And at any opportunity, there's always this thing. And I want to advise any member of the MPP. Yes, by all means, take advice from civil society, take advice from journalists, take advice from, but don't take any advice from the movement of change, of Move for Change. Don't. For your own interest and for your own safety and security and for your own survival, don't take. Political parties have downtimes. I agree with that. They do. The NPP is in a downtime. And this election has come at a time. If you watch critically, somebody sent me a report. When Kufuor was in power, he came to power at that time, the NPP won about 6 or 7 or 5 by-elections in a row. There are times in season, there are good times and bad seasons. If you watch the way Akwetia voted, you understand why they voted the way they did. You understand. There's something called rational self-interest. They voted to maximize their rational self-interest. Because look, let's face it. If this election was happening, okay, I won't use that example because people think of something else. If you are in Akwetia, you have rules to fix. The government comes, tells you that. In fact, not only tells you, they bring the drip equipment, the equipment that were procured by the former government. That's a different thing. And they started doing the routes. And they tell you, we'll finish it. The DVLA office that was also constructed by the former government, all of a sudden, they are commissioning the oil is being used. They are telling, that is how you use incumbency to your advantage. Those are subtle powers of incumbency. They are simply telling you one thing, listen, we have what it takes to give you what you want. We have the power, we have the resources to give you what the government, if it's roads you want, hey, the road minister is here. He's seeing you. And we even heard that the chiefs appeal to the government. Yes, that is the right thing. They are chiefs, they need development, they appeal to the government. And the government came to help them. If you see these things happening, and then you realize that we've already voted, so in the last 4 years, power, resources, ability to make the rest with the government, and you have developmental needs, that's where you go. You don't go, if you go to, if you vote for an opposition MP, then you are saying that the guy goes to parliament. And even looking at how parliament is structured, his voice in there and how he will be able to lobby for you is dipping. And they come, they literally blackmail you. The NDC blackmailed the people of Equatorial saying that if you don't vote for your MP, your constituency will remain dry for the last 4 years. It was a developmental blackmail, it was a political blackmail, it was an emotional blackmail. But whatever blackmail you call it, it worked magic. And that's what I'm saying. I can understand them, how they voted the way they did. And I can appreciate and respect that. It's good. So going forward, we will learn lessons. I'm sure the NDC will still go to the drawing board and learn lessons. We executed a perfect campaign strategy. How do we continue? I'm sure the NPP too will go to a drawing board and say, okay, we failed this time, but what did we do? How do we move forward? Okay. I'm sure the police too will go. Again, everybody will go for bed. At the end of the day, we're trying to do something. Overanalyze a single event or overdraw this. And then before you realize, come events, every election is different from the next one. Every election is different. Okay. And every election is local. Equatorial voted for their local needs, they voted for their traditional needs, and they voted to maximize their rational utility. I respect that.
Okay, all right.
Just a quick thank you so much. If that won elections, MPP would have won July 2023 by-election in Asinov.
If what won elections?
If the commissioner of DVLA office, construction of some roads, in Asinov by-election in July 2023, the roads were being the constructor was on the road. Not even one road, as in the case of Akwetia. No, day, night. What didn't we see there? Yeah, they lost the election. What I want to say is that the MPP is fractured, MPP is dismantled, MPP has become unpopular. They cannot win any elections now.
Okay, all right.
It's no more attractive party to Ghanaians.
All right.
Ghanaians have rejected MPP.
Okay.
Period.
Thank you. Nana.
Yes, Zato mentioned and brought in the movement for change. Advised his colleagues not to take any advice or recommendations from us. And of course, let it be on record that Zato, he teaches political research.
Yes, yes.
And as a political researcher, you would agree with me that every data and its source matters. And when you are doing the data analysis, you will notice that one of the key ingredients that you need is the consistency in which the data and the modules or the processes it goes through happens. Let it be on record and let Zato understand that when it comes to issues of politics, he's academia, we have been on the ground, we are practical.
You are the practitioners.
Yes. Let him understand that the party he speaks for now, I have spoken for that party before. And some of us were more active in doing research for the party before he probably even.
But has he said he's speaking
and
for
so
a party?
Let him understand that when it comes to recommendations, when it comes to information, all right, for you to strive better as a political party or as a political organization, what you have to do is to listen from all quarters. Even the CPP.
Okay.
Even the CPP.
Okay.
Listens.
Yeah.
And it is not as though that we are just a marginal political organization. No. Their report that they had that led to the defeat, the unprecedented 38% they got, a chunk of it is as the fact that there was that move away, that movement that went out.
But that report has not been made public.
Well, he knows, he has it. And they accept it.
Let me put you on record, I don't have anything.
What was the percentage in the election that...
It doesn't matter.
Really?
But the effect that we had on the party, the effect that we had on the minds of Ghanaians, whatever effect it was what led to their 38%.
Okay.
And it is better they accept it and recognize that fact.
I have the answer you're asking
for. Don't we even agree that it is the disunity that was there in
No, you asked him a question, he doesn't have the answer. Yeah. I have. In the last election...
I got 3%.
Which 3%? No, which Alan?
Yes.
What was he was asked for the general election?
Yes, that's what the general election.
Alan didn't get 3%.
What?
He had 22,000.
I got 30,000 votes.
0.5.
No, I got 30,000 votes.
It was a reduction.
I don't have a problem.
Dr. Bawumia had 41. You see, I like that you conveniently forgot what he had, but
I don't have a
that
problem.
Bawumia had 38% wrongly. You know, he conveniently forgot
what 30,000 votes. You got whatever, 5 million, 4 million votes. I don't have a problem.
These politics of convenience. But again, anyway.
The performance of J. Ekufuor, when MPP was now struggling to come up from the 1992 to 1996 in 2000, and where we had gotten to the then NPP, and the abysmal and embarrassing performance that he, Zato and his team, led Alhaji Bawumia to in 2024, and you want to talk about Alan Chiramantin and the movement for change? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm not admit.
Wrap up. I'll just give you like a minute.
So again, as I said, you talked about Chief Azoka. I'm scared to talk about him because I want to still go to Tamale. I want to still pass.
Oh, you go. Azoka is a very nice guy.
Azoka is a very nice man. He's my own bystander.
He should be Why do you want to create that as Azoka is
He's one he doesn't tolerate nonsense.
A monster. He's not.
To be a nice man doesn't mean that everybody can shit on you. Azoka doesn't tolerate nonsense.
But just that I did not.
He's a nice man.
He's a nice man, but I do not agree with honorable submission when he said that it was the fire that allowed the smoke. No. You see? As a leader.
Again, you do realize that I was the one supposed to talk, right?
Hold on. Let's make his point. I'll give it.
As a leader, you understand that you are leading the people. You don't take that kind of action.
Yeah. Especially so when he wasn't there when he's there.
You don't take that kind of action. No, let's call a spade a spade. I do not. Nobody's endorsing the actions and the activities
I agree with you.
that took place as been reported by whether the bodyguard of Afenyo or whoever.
Do I still have the floor? I don't have it.
You don't have the floor.
Oh, you have. Let him finish. I'll give it to you. I have a question.
This morning.
Hold on. Hold on. Let him finish.
Wrap up the floor.
Wrap up so I go to him.
You let him continue.
Yes,
You don't allow me to talk. You let him go.
Zato have it.
Okay. So,
but like I said, I'm giving you a minute.
Oh, you see, my point is that I still want to pass through Tamale and be safe. But the point is this. What we saw, the two allergies. You see, there were two allergies. If they were not allergies, I would have suggested that in the name of national healing, they sit over a bottle of beer and sort it out. But the allergies, alcohol is haram. I'm sure they should find a way, the two of them. They are two elderly men. There are a lot of young ones looking up to them. Sit and say it was in the heat of the moment. I want to see that. I want to see a form of... Maybe they should go and do the Friday prayers together. Find a common mosque, go pray together after that. Come. We need to see something try to be symbolic, to tell young ones that, because see, even what they did, they still restrain themselves. If it was younger people, they may go extreme. And so they have to find a way, a way to show that they are this thing and get it done with, okay? And I'm happy the way the police also dealt with it at that moment. If they made an attempt to arrest any of those people there, it would have de-escalated. if they made an attempt. So the fact that they were able to separate them and say, leave it there, it happened. But the threats on the lives of people is a serious thing. As for that one, we cannot and we should not. If you make a categorical statement that if I was there, you would be in the morgue. If I was there, those are threats on lives. And I'm not, is there a lawyer here? Those are crimes. If you threaten somebody's life. So Afinia Makan is justified in saying that he feels his life threatened. Imagine we woke up this morning and the guy is dead. So he's justified. The people whose lives were threatened, they are justified. Again, Ghana Police Service, please find a way to make sure that they are assured that their lives are not in danger. Okay. Because we have to. Look, my point is that, as I said, there's a lighter aspect of it, we have to deal with the lighter aspect. There's a political aspect of it, was the heat of the moment, we have to deal with it. But the commentary that there will be a by-election in your constituency, if I was, I'll kill you. There's a theory in terrorism called the lone wolf theory.
This is not what he said.
I'm making a point.
He said that there would be a by-election. And so I pose a question. What would have been the cause of the by-election?
Deductive reasoning, right? That there will still be by-election in his constituency. If we were to meet him at that time,
there will be a by-election. What would cause the by-election?
So I am asking the question. I pose the question. What would have been the cause of the by-election?
Honorable, please, I'm saying this here. Look, sometimes when we are saying these things,
unless otherwise, Kofi Fee's action of resignation.
Thank you. Those of you, I always say that it is the politicians. You are those that are supposed to what?
That is one.
The point. There's a theory called the lone wolf theory. I'm sure. Okujato Blackwell says that if he would resign, did he resign? Are you asking Okujato to resign? Please, don't let us go there. Have you asked him to resign? Didn't they use a private jet? Did he resign? Massa.
Which private jet?
I'm not going to the president.
We've gone past that.
But the president used a private jet.
We are going back. We are going back.
What if he should resign?
The vice president didn't use a private jet.
No.
It's still my turn. It's still my turn. No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, fine. I agree. But I mean,
let's move on. The point I'm saying is that there's a theory called the lone wolf theory, and sometimes there can be what we call dog whispers. You know that, right? A dog whisper. So somebody says maybe something will happen. He doesn't do it. Maybe there's a disgruntled somebody sitting somewhere who sees that as a call to action and then goes to act on it. My point is that whatever it is, the experts and the Ghana Police Service to find a way to try to assure these individuals that, one, that threat, that maybe it was called in the jest of time, but that he has no intentions to follow through. And I think it would also be good that if he himself were to issue a small statement, say, look, I made these comments in the jest of time, in the heat of the moment. I made these comments because of this political commentary, but I did not mean to go through. So that nobody anywhere reaches anywhere. As I said, both are two fine gentlemen, and I'm sure that they'll find this.
I'm grateful. Let's move on. Now, if you look at the New Republic, and you have it in the paper in front of you, Akpalu busted. It's a political patronage caught napping in a duvet. Firebrand leader of the Liberal Party of Ghana, LPG, Mr. Kofi Akpalu, has been smoked out of his Kumasi hideout by officials of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, ECOWAS. Now, the outspoken politician known for, and this one, I don't know why they wrote this.
The phrase.
Yes. The outspoken politician known for his relentless dependence on political parties for survival. How would you write this about someone's father?
Ask Dr. Zato, he would tell us. Why you wrote that?
Was reported.
When I saw that,
I don't want to see. Anyway, what do you ask me? Journalists ask me how they wrote
it. says, while no official reason has been given by ECOWAS for the latest arrest, Akpalu is said to have been transported to Accra to assist with investigations. I wonder, I can only imagine the speed at which they will travel. This isn't the first time Mr. Akpalu has been in the news for the wrong reason. In May 2020, he was at the center of a media report concerning a $2 million ECG energy contract. Maybe this could be the reason why they're investigating him. But no.
No, of course, I mean, the Daily Guide also reports same. But they quote the money, I think $1.9 million
dollars, yeah.
You know, the last paragraph in Daily Graphic says that Kofi Akpalu, who is very outspoken, realizing that he goofed for not showing sympathy for the helicopter crash victims, quickly rendered an unqualified apology. You see, it's interesting how the newspapers are reporting about the person behind it. Of course, all I can say is to wish him well. I wish him well with the Yoko, and then whatever information that the Yoko needs, he would give to them. I do not have the details of the contract.
Okay.
And of course, he's very outspoken, and so he'll be able to handle this issue.
Okay.
All right. I wish him well.
I mean, Honorable Jabab Nelson. So, couldn't they have just invited him to come to the Yoko, but to go to Kumasi? I'm told that they engage some surveillance. They have a system called what? They call it surveillance and asset recovery unit, and they use. I see a picture of the tracking where he lived and all of that.
For Yoko to go to somebody's house to fish you out,
it means that the person
means that they have made attempts
to invite the person. Okay.
Works Yoko or almost all the, I'll not say almost all the investigative bodies have an SOP. They have a standard SPO, a standard SOP, standard operating procedures. They will not just come and say they picked you. They will not just come and say they fished you.
Okay.
I do not think that is what has happened.
Okay.
Because if that happens, it means that they could be sued. They have processes they go with.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Honorable.
You see, to Yoko, the National Investigative Body, they have units. As they say, they are surveillance unit, blah, blah. And sometimes the kind of crime or how do you call it, the issue surrounding one's arrest will determine the type of unit that would have probably invited you. And if you fail to turn up, that's where they will kind of come after you. I have not had a full report, but if you look at the style in which they went after him from his residence in Kumasi, and you read also an issue of about $2 million, contract misappropriation somewhere, which the issues are not clear to us yet. I think that is why they went in that style, using the surveillance unit. It tells you that they have to even employ some kind of intelligence, some kind of laborious efforts to be able to locate where he resides in Kumasi and other things. Who knows if several attempts were not made to invite him to Yoko and he turned it down. So if that is what happened, and as an investigative body, this is the step they took, well, so we allow the system to work and we can see how the issues unfold.
Interesting. Doc.
As I said, accountability, I'm a student of accountability.
Okay.
And I've also said that I think I'm becoming more repetitive on this. I believe in both regime accountability and post-regime accountability. Any man or woman, if you serve in public office or institution, you should be able to be held accountable for your actions or inactions. So if Yoko is just doing their job, why not? What I'm hoping is that right now, Yoko is becoming popular or unpopular for maybe the wrong reasons. I think they need a rebranding to make them look a little bit more friendly, to let them look a little bit more welcoming. Because it seems to me that if you just look beneath the name, there will be fine professionals working there. You just look beneath the name, there will be fine men, patriots, dedicated men and women who do the work. But you don't see that. The only thing you see is, for want of the better word, whenever they are using this huge, big, coercive power of the state, the muscular power of the state. That's what we see. So I think that they, in and of themselves, should begin some kind of rebranding to help them be more, I want to say palatable, to help them be more friendly, to help them be more welcoming. Because you see, some of the things they are doing, Yoko may need public support. They may need ordinary men and women to come to them or to approach them and help them in their investigation, give them information. The current state or the current tag that they have with their name makes it scared for anybody to go there. I'm standing here, look, I don't even know where the offices are. And they have not make themselves look like they are the kind of people you can walk to, talk to them, share something with them, and go back home. No. The only time we hear about them is that Shatawale is in their cells. And then the SM movement is there to save him. Hey, Jadawali and the SM movement. What's that, Charlie? That was a good show. Anyway, let's avoid those kind of things. Let's rebrand. Even organizations and institutions like the FBI, CIA, once in a while try to rebrand. Because if you need public support, if you need public buy-in, in some of these most critical investigations, you need to let the public trust you and believe that you are friendly. So, EOCO, show more of your friendly face. Show more of your welcoming face. Show more of your loving, caring face. Don't only show us your, for want of a better word, killer faces. Because when you do that, people become scared to come to you. The same public that you will sometimes need to help you do investigations become scared to share intelligence with you, to share information with you, to share resources with you. So let's do it. You need a rebranding. In fact, and it goes for almost all the, let me say, the whole national security architecture. Okay. The police have done well. That's why you see that ordinary people can just walk to a police station, lodge a report, and come out. They've done well. Other institutions of the state need similar, they need similar rebranding, so that it can happen. If not, you are always going to have this issue of them versus us, they versus us attitude. The they versus us attitude will not help. In fact, the same thing goes to the other OSP, the CID, and others. Reform, rebrand, restructure, make yourself more publicly accessible, and tell people that they can come. For instance, I'm sitting here and I'm asking, say, imagine I have something to share with the EOCO. What do I do? How do I share it with them? Imagine I'm sitting in my village in Tumu and I'm thinking about sharing something in EOCO. How do I do that? So please, organs of states, this institution of the state, show us both faces. Like you see, the police did. If you look at the Equator, they did something. Their SWAT teams was there. And you saw what they did. And then they also brought the other regular, normal police.
Yes.
So depending upon the situation, it was like a policy to depend upon what happens, they would send the SWAT people there. Yeah. And if it's like the two LIGs, they will send the ordinary police officers there to de-escalate. That's what I mean. Show us both your faces, it will help you.
Okay. All right. Just one second. See, now the EOCO like this cannot rebrand more public and more friendly. It is just like the EOCO behave like the FBI. You understand me? The police is very friendly because they are with us in our communities. The police is more of a peace enforcement agent. They are more of the protectors of our laws. They are supposed to be friends with us for us to understand what is happening with the law. The EOCO cannot be like that. And that is why some of us even had issues when we saw military people as bodyguards to civilian appointees. The military should not be out there every day in the open for everybody to see. So every security agency, the role they play would inform the kind of branding that they adapt. You get it? If an ordinary person can walk up any day and walk to EOCO, that will not be.
No, they can have an office for that. You see, there are two different. They can have a front office and a back office.
What I want to come, I think we need public education.
In terms of?
About the role of EOCO. As he said, clearly, somebody far away hearing that EOCO has arrested, EOCO has picked up, he sees EOCO as a monster somewhere. Exactly. The person is scared.
From where I sit, I agree to that.
No, they can have a front. They can have a front and a back office.
When we heard the FBI was in town, I said no, I don't know.
No, I don't know. No. You see, no, look, the FBI. I said I know how to contact the FBI, even in America right now, than how to contact EOCO. The FBI have two different sides, and they do that sometimes. You see, I'm saying that you can sell whom you are. We can have a front part, a front side, that is the customer-friendly aspect, and then you have your SWAT team at the back. Let people know you are welcome, because see, it is supposed to gather intelligence on some of these kinds, right? How do you gather intelligence when the people who have the intelligence cannot come to you?
I gave a scenario some time back. I said that we have, excuse my language, my French, we have mad men in town. You go to the
That's not barracks. French. That's English. You said mad men.
Yes, well, I don't want to add women. You see them walk around the police barracks, the
customs barracks and other places. When was on a military barracks?
That's what?
You understand me?
I'm not taking trouble to say
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
You are right.
No.
I have to see
Okay.
there are military barracks there.
No.
Thank you.
Let's
He knows that military barracks is in
Let's move on
place.
to talk about another important matter that has come up. Is the dismissal of the Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo as the Chief Justice.
The removal.
The removal of Gertrude Torkornoo as Chief Justice.
That all we see, we are speaking English.
I mean, because of that, we've heard about the impact this particular one has on, subsequent Chief Justices that will come. And again, the attempt also to get the EC boss out. But let me bring in Dr. Osei Kwapong here. He is a CDD fellow into this particular discussion we're having. Doc, thank you for joining us. First of all, I'd want to pick your thought on Akwatia and matters arising, and then we delve into the Chief Justice's issue.
Yes, good morning to you. Good morning to the other panelists as well. Thank you very much for having me. Akwatia, I think, at least I anticipated a very competitive election. If you look at the history of Akwatia since 1996, where, if you count those 8 elections, both parties have won that constituency 4 times each. 2024, it was picked up by MPP. So initially, I thought, all other things being equal, the party will be able to retain that seat. But then, as we saw in the Global Info Analytics poll, it was showing that the NDC candidate had the edge. These by-elections, what it does is, if you are the winner, it allows you to create a narrative that projects your political party in a very positive light. So, for example, one of the things that you see the NDC say a lot these days is that their party has become the most attractive brand in Ghanaian politics. And so such victories allows them to validate that narrative and reinforce it. If you lose such an election, you're likely to come up with narratives that downplays the significance, of it, and you don't tend to make too much of it. My only worry for the MPP is that on the back of the 2024 laws and on the back of Ablekuma North and on the back of this, that I just hope that it doesn't have too much of a demoralizing effect, on the party. And I say that because if you look at the Afrobarometer survey and the question on party affiliation, even in years when they have won elections, most Ghanaians have tended to say that they feel more close to the MPP than the NDC. You see that change in 2024, in the round 10 2024, and you see some major shifts across different demographic groups. So for me, that is where I begin to ask myself whether there is some shifts that the party needs to spend some time in understanding what is going on in terms of the dynamics of the electoral environment and the extent to which that can inform how the party chooses to move forward, in terms of the lessons from 2024 and the lessons from these 2 elections that we've had, so far. I mean, I'm referring to the rerun in Ablekuma on some polling stations and then the
one in Akwatia.
The by-election in Akwatia. But I mean, overall, I'm also glad that the election was generally peaceful. I think there were concerns about what was going to happen in Akwatia based on what happened in Ablekuma North. But again, lessons for both parties, and hopefully, like I said, for me, I just hope that it doesn't have too much of a demoralizing effect on the NPP.
But does what happened in Akwatia, lend itself to the opinions by people that this is a party that has leadership problems, a party that has several fractures, especially at the base, and that's why the party is not looking attractive to a lot of people?
I'm not sure if it's a question of leadership problems. But I think definitely there's something that occasioned why only a couple of months ago the party won the seat in Akwetia, only to lose it in a by-election. Now, I'm sure there are different several factors that may account for it, right? Incumbency advantage, the candidate that was presented this time as opposed to the candidate who was presented back in December. You also have to think about mobilization efforts. I mean, at the end of the day, these elections also boil down to turnout and who wants it badly enough that they can energize their party sympathizers, not just, NPP members, but those who are willing or inclined to vote for them. So all of those things, for me, come together to determine the outcome of an election. But I still think that the party still has to find a way to learn all the lessons that there is to learn from the 2024 election, as it tries to find a way of how it comes together and moves forward to position itself for any other subsequent elections that we are going to have.
Mm-hmm. Well, so lessons to be learned there by the NPP to see. But really, if any party loses an election against the NDC in this 1 year, or let's say 1 year, 6 months, will it be because of the unattractiveness of the party or the goodwill of that the NDC is still enjoying?
It could be both, right? It could be the fact that, we are still, maybe 8-9 months into an NDC administration, and the spillover effect of the goodwill that greeted them in the 2024 election is still alive and well, right? That people are yet to start feeling differently about the party than they felt in 2024, and therefore the reason why they've been able to, chalk this victory in Akwetia. It could also be that if I use the Afrobarometer 2024 as a context, it could also mean that how Ghanaians felt about the NPP in the lead up to that election, that point of reconciliation hasn't come yet, where they've gotten to the point of saying, now we can move on, that even in a by-election, we can look at an NPP party and an NPP candidate and still cast our votes on them. So it could be a combination of any of those factors that we saw play out in the Akwetia by-election.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's move on now to the former Chief Justice, Gertrude Torkornoo. Was it your expectation that, looking at all of the things that were happening, he would definitely be removed?
Yes, particularly after the suspension, and then some of the subsequent events that were unfolding, in public spaces, some of the news that was, for example, the petitions that became, public and seen, some of the issues raised. I thought of the precedent that was set in the Madam Charlotte Osei case. I know that there are people who have objections or concerns about comparing the two. But I think if you think of some of the principles involved, I could see that outcome, particularly on the question of the procurement issues, or what the report eventually called abuse of public funds. On some of the other issues that we became aware of because things were shared in the public space, in terms of how she exercised her administrative powers, I wasn't sure if that was going to rise to the threshold of the highest sanction of office, which is removal from the role. But on the procurement issue, I could see the possibility there. And that is also because 146 only talks about I mean, 146 talks about stated misbehavior and misconduct, but it also doesn't, give us further guidance as to what constitutes exactly stated misbehavior and misconduct. And so if you go back to the case of Madam Charlotte Osei, where I think it was Pokuase-Nsawam tried challenging that in court to say that if there's an administrative infraction like a procurement, allow other sanctions to apply, but then for the court to have upheld that removal, then I said to myself, depending on the evidence that is provided, I can see that becoming problematic for the former CJ and the removal happening. So I wasn't too surprised at the outcome.
But what about the extension to her being removed as a justice on the bench, on the Supreme Court bench? Was that something that you anticipated as well?
That I didn't anticipate, but I also wasn't sure how you deal with that sanction, right? I mean, is it just removal from the role and remaining on the bench? Or is it the framers of the Constitution anticipate that once you've been removed from the Chief Justice role, that because, quote unquote, in the estimation of the committee, it's an issue of misconduct, that you cannot be allowed to still remain on the bench. So that surprised me that those two things applied at the same time. But I am assuming that in the interpretation of what the rule says, that in the estimation of the committee and the recommendation to the president, that is what is supposed to happen.
Do stay with me. Let me come in studio and bring in our panel here too. Let me start with you, Dr. Zato. I mean, does this call for a relook at the Constitution again in terms of the removal process of the CJ? Because I'm not sure there was anywhere in that particular article that spoke about a removal of the CJ as being the CJ and also from the bench as a judge.
Thank you. No, we don't need to look at anything. It's fine. Leave it the way it is. What I know is that going forward, what our advice is that any new president coming should come with his Chief Justice and his EC chair, and then when you are leaving, you live with them.
Wouldn't we be destroying?
We are there. We are there. We've done
the
that.
Sort of democracy.
We have done that. Yes. Look, there's something that you might understand, and I say this. Yesterday, I was listening to your program, the 5:30 program. What is it called?
Top Story.
Top Story. There are petitioners who petitioned the president in January to remove the EC chair. Do you know that?
Yeah, we've heard about it.
What has he done?
But we understand that is being worked on.
Exactly.
That will be.
Thank you. So those petitions went before they want to remove the Chief Justice. Guess which one was what? Expedited. Guess which one was fast-tracked. Guess which one the president acted on. You see, that's it. So you see, people say their narratives. People say, oh, it's just a constitutional process. The president had no choice. The president was just following it. And I said, yes, he had. We have been told now by a reputable new house here that he has what do you call it? A petition in his hand, and he's been keeping it for what? 9 months. Nothing. But he received a petition of the Chief Justice in less than a week, a month. It was before the Council of State. Everything is done. What is the difference? Both are petitions. We are told you are a conduit. We are told that your duty is just to collect the petition and you must forward it. But we've now known that you can collect the petition and then you can choose to keep it for 9 months, for a year. Why did he expedite one and leave the other one? That is the politics.
But does it matter? Because
it mattered.
If he sets up a committee on the EC, you'll be the same person to say, oh, you say you want to...
No, I will say that. My position is this, and I've stated it, and you can Google me. I've said that one. The Chief Justice was a means to an end. That the Chief Justice is supposed to go so that the EC and her 2 deputies will go. And I've said it, and I put it on record that the Chief Justice is a goner, and the EC chair and the two deputies are also goners. They will go. This is just a process to clear out the whole house. I've said that on record, and I'm still repeating. I'm 1-4-0 now, so I'm looking. But when this go, I'll be 2-4-0. I'm winning this thing, this argument. Those are my positions. The point I'm making is this: you receive 2 petitions. 2. We are now told that you are just a conveyor belt. We are told that where you are, the moment you receive a petition, you are just supposed to send it forward. But now we have figured that that's not true. We now have evidence that that's not true. Because you receive 2, and you sat down and say, you know what, I prefer this one to go first. You sent it. And now you've done with it. Now you send the other one. My point is that discretion, the Constitution didn't say, right? So the people who are saying that, oh, the president is just doing what the Constitution says. No. I have said this, and the Constitution, yes, the law is there, the one forces or whatever it is. I'm not a lawyer, I can't talk about it. It's there. But do you know what moves it? Do you know what lubricates it? It is politics. Clothed in what is called discretion. In public policy, we have something called the policy cycle. Agenda setting, policy formulation, blah, blah, blah. One of the criticisms of that hypothetical theory is that we don't know the forces that moves it from one stage to another. So what moves an issue from agenda setting to policy formulation? What moves an issue from policy formulation to policy adoption, to policy implementation, to evaluation? Because some policies die at the agenda stage. Some policies die at formulation stages. That force, that powerful force that can move it along the cycle is called, something we can call it political will. You need to have that big of a will to move it. In this case, the political will here is that discretion the president has. And he has just displayed it blatantly for the 2 of us to see. It's explicit. 1, I received a report says that fire the, what's the name? The EC chair. I put it in a desk. Lock it about, it's somewhere there. I received another one this morning saying that fire the Chief Justice. By this afternoon, it's before Council of State. That power, that political will, is that it means that to fire, there was good big will on the part of the president to fire the Chief Justice. That's why it came. Okay. My point is that at the end of the day, we have set a precedence and we must be prepared for the repercussions. Okay. Because the idea now is that you cannot, look, there's something that is happening, I want to say this. The so-called grassroots of both political parties love these actions. They love it, they are salivating, they are celebrating it. The NDC grassroots love it. The MPP grassroots hate it. Do you know what that means? That means that if there is a change of government, the same grassroots will literally, I'm saying that if there's a change of government in the Jubilee House, you come in and you don't do this. Your grassroots people are those that will storm that Jubilee House and chase you out because they also want blood. Okay. And we have now ushered in a vicious cycle where don't even pretend that there's judicial independence. Okay. Don't even pretend that. Come with your own Chief Justice and EC and go out with them.
Thank you very much. I mean, for you, Jabab Nelson, with the comment that was passed by NDC top brass, including the then candidate himself, about the Chief Justice, wouldn't this be, can this fit into what we call predetermined outcome? That because you said we'll do this, you definitely have to do it, and that's what you've done.
I don't see so. And you know why? You set exams for school children. They write the same question paper. They come out different grades. Governance is about priority. If I say governance is about priority, it can happen that you receive 2 petitions. But you look at, in the interest of the nation, I mean, what calls for immediate action in the interest of the administration of a nation, then you take a move. Far from that, I don't want to even agree to the fact that the president, His Excellency John Mahama, had a petition as old as 9 months, and that petition is against an individual of this state, and he's sitting on that petition. No. President Mahama is an individual we all know very well in this country. If he had that petition, he came to office less than 9 months. Is it not true? President Mahama came to office 9 months.
7 January. We are in September, so 7 September is 9 months.
We are not yet on 7 September. That's what I want to mean. It's less than 9 months. Would they claim that he had a petition as old as 9 months.
Okay, let's say 8 months.
We've
reduced it to 8 months now.
It's untrue.
Okay, we've reduced it to 8 months.
So I want to say that
now.
the first petition that is before the president on his table is about the Chief Justice.
Okay, now we agree.
And constitutionally, Article 146 is going.
We agree it's 8 months.
And you see, the first time we were here, Dr. Zatu and I, as a procedurally, constitutionally, where in the national architecture, tell me where the president went wrong? Nowhere. Is it the speed at which the committee came with their report after establishing the formal policy? Is it at that speed? That is the worry of some people. No. If the president had, break the constitution somewhere, we can cite him for arbitrarily use of power. But you cannot see that over there. Are you understanding it? Far from that, I didn't want to comment on this Chief Justice removal and other things. At the end of the day, the process has gone through as we all expected it, as we were all looking at it, and it has granted at the hold. So there is no need even commenting on this.
Really?
Yes.
You are not disturbed about
that's my personal
what it can bring in the future? You're not?
Much as I am disturbed, we are guided by the Constitution first and foremost. And if the Constitution has steps that you should take, assuming you are the president today, and you do not break that Constitution anywhere, and procedurally, you follow the Constitution to the destination as we all expect you have not gone anywhere wrong. So we can expect that it is the constitutional obligation that you have exercised in the will invested in you by the good people of Ghana.
Okay. Now, a former Supreme Court judge, a former Chief Justice of ECOWAS,
I'm not running away.
is calling for the government to really make it explicit the sort of processes, because she feels that the former Chief Justice was not given a fair hearing. So, I mean, do you think, now that she's even been taken out of the bench on the Supreme Court, shouldn't we now amend the law to rather give us the explicit processes and the outcomes of that process?
Thank you. I think this is not the first time Madam Sofa Akufo has made this call, and I recall that when this whole process had started, and then I had stated that I had mentioned, even on my social media handle, I think, before the elections and just after the elections, that I am for the removal of the ECs and the 2 deputies and the Chief Justice. I had also indicated in my submission that if the framers or the users, for lack of a better expression, of our Constitution are of the view that there is an issue with Article 146, then we should have a look at it. We should have a review of it. Okay. Just on the back of it, then, Madam Sofa Akufo had also explicitly stated that there was a need for us to have a review. But prior to her call, that article had been triggered. You understand? And there was no way there was going to be a pause on it for us to have a review as a nation.
She didn't call for a pause.
You understand? So, no, I'm saying the first time she had called for the review, that article had been triggered already.
Yes.
So there was no way there was going to be a pause for it. So now that it has gone to the full length and it's ended, all right, if there is a new Chief Justice and we all agree as a nation that there should be a review, then there ought to be a review. I am for the review of it. Because if you listen to the school of thoughts, it means that there are some gaps that anybody at all can use to do whatever they want to do. You understand me? They understand the laws better. But as it stands, I do not see the president do any wrong. And I stated that if the president is seen to have breached any of the articles in the clauses in that article, the president should be taken on. But from the 146A to the last part, the president never breached any. And so if that be the case, let it lie. She's gone. Let us look at the future. Then if we have to have a review, we have a review. But I get sad and I get heartbroken when very young men like Zato would have that mindset that we should allow this on and that whatever happens in the future, the people should... he used the phrase that the people would want the blood. You remembered when you read the book, Let the Blood Flow, I think. You see, that saddens my heart. If you have seen that there is a need for us to correct something or for us to improve on something, and then you say because that process had been used and you are not happy with the use of it, we should allow it to linger, and that you would come into power.
No.
And use
no, hold on.
When
let's make his point.
That would sadden my heart. You have about 50 years or more to live in Ghana.
Thank you.
You understand me?
Now where that will put me?
That will put you around your 80s. Sorry, your 90s.
Thank you.
And you see, Oni Bebiako, we are all going to be here. With him, he would be one of the leaders.
I expect you to come with your
in this country.
President, inshallah.
You understand me? He will be a policy formulator. He would be a policy implementer.
Amen.
And you are here. He's training a lot of students.
Glory to God.
And with this kind of mentality.
Thank you. Let me tell you my mentality.
We need to be able to
then you come in.
We need to be able to deal with the matter head on.
Okay.
Is there a problem with the process? Have we all agreed there is a problem with the process? I mean, people have raised the concerns of even how the petitions is being handled. People have tried to identify lacunas within that particular article. We have only identified these problems because it was triggered. And in the process of implementing or executing that particular article, that is where we have been able to identify all of these gaps. So should we allow it or should we fix that problem? I think that we need to be able to move. Okay. And so, Zato.
What I'm saying is I made the same call he's making. That's why I made the same call. Remember, when it started, the majority leader in parliament came out publicly to say that there is a problem with the process and that parliament should find ways to correct it. And I was like, wait a minute. If there is a problem with the process, why are you using the defective process to sack this woman? And then when you are done, you can now correct it and use the good process to protect the one that is coming. You understand? How do we all sit down as a people and say, okay, we know that this water is dirty, but drink it and die. After that, we will clean the water or bring clean water and give it to the next person that replaces you. That's why I'm saying I called for what you are saying. I did. It's a record. I said, look, the process is defective.
What I want you to understand.
Whatever it is, yes, I agree. If there was a problem with the law,
what I want to understand, nobody would know there is a problem with the law. This law, no, hold on. This law has been in our constitution. 1992.
But Zato, Nana's point was that before anybody spoke about amendment, that process for this
has been triggered. Yes, has been triggered. Okay, good.
Suspend.
And he's saying that over this article
has been in the constitution.
It may call for an amendment.
You mean when it was used against Charlotte Osei, nobody?
No.
Charlotte Osei was not one for
Thank you. That's what it was.
Because that time it was somebody.
My point is good.
Charlotte Osei was not one for.
No, Charlotte does not fall under one force.
Charlotte does not fall under one force.
See, that's the other political argument. The people who are cheering on this decision, the first point they will mention is Charlotte Osei was removed. And I've been saying it repeatedly that Charlotte is not a co-equal arm of government. I don't know how many people listen to me. I said she is not. She doesn't fall within that argument that she's not a co-equal arm of government. The separate arms of government, judiciary, legislature, executive, she doesn't fall within that. The people have hidden behind a removal to justify this current removal.
Okay.
It has been part of the argument. It has been part of that narrative.
Okay. Let me bring in Dr. Osai point again. Doc, if you look at Article 1467, it says the committee appointed under Clause 6 of this article shall inquire into the petition and recommend to the President whether the Chief Justice ought to be removed from office. The office here, doesn't it only refer to the Chief Justice office? Does it extend to her being a justice on the Supreme Court bench?
So, that's what I said surprised me a little bit, right, in terms of is the sanction, because the conduct in question that triggered the petition relates to her role as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and therefore the petition was removing her as Chief Justice, of the Supreme Court. And so, I mean, I'm no constitutional expert, but my layman's understanding then would be that whatever sanction is applied based on the committee's findings and recommendations will be narrowly construed to affect the particular thing for which the petition was brought about, which is remove her as Chief Justice. But again, as I also said, I don't know if because it's an issue of misconduct that the committee has found, that by extension then it is both a removal from that office as well as a removal from the bench. Who knows? Maybe this is one of those things that you would have to test to see how the court, for example, would interpret the meaning of that. But in my opinion, I would have thought that
was only for the office of the Chief Justice.
Yes, the way it is written, that the focus would be on that particular office, which is Chief Justice, and not presence on the bench. But I'm sure reasonable minds also disagree, and it would just be interesting if this were ever to be challenged. It will be interesting to see whether that clause applies to both, or it just applies to the office of the Chief Justice, for which one is being removed from.
Can the outcome of the ECOWAS court probably change this whole, development that we're saying, that the CJ has been taking over? But if the ECOWAS court agrees with the argument, can it change anything?
Is the one thing that I don't know for sure is whether rulings from the ECOWAS court is binding, right? And so if it is not binding, then I don't see the possibility of it changing the outcome of this decision. If it is binding, then it will be intriguing just to see how we, as a nation, we respond to the ruling. But I am not clear on how binding rulings from the ECOWAS court is on member states. So I can't confidently, say what would happen either way.
And does this foretell what is going to happen at the EC?
With the EC, again, from what I was reading, there's again a petition against her and her two deputies, depending on what the charges are and what a committee finds. I think the bigger question is, what are the appropriate sanctions for these independent constitutional office holders whenever infractions are alleged to have been committed? And I think what we are struggling with, in my observation, is how we reconcile independence with accountability. I think those who strongly argue independence, in my opinion, sometimes do not address the other side of the equation of independence, which is independence does not mean unaccountable. And for me, the fact that our Constitution provides and office holders can be held accountable means that they envisage both, make them independent, give them all the protections that they need, but also put in processes that can be used to hold them accountable at the same time building certain safeguards into that process of holding them accountable. And I think that's the bigger question for us, which is how do we reconcile these two? Because if we look at it strictly as an attack on independent constitutional bodies, then it may lead us down a path where we may inadvertently be saying that it may be okay to engage in certain kinds of alleged conduct because of independence. So I think that is one of the things that we would have to try and reconcile as we, move, as we try to grapple with this unprecedented action that has happened for the first time in our Fourth Republic.
Well, Dr. Zato says that now any president that comes will come with his or her own Chief Justice. Do you foresee that happening? And EC Commissioner. But do you foresee that happening? And must there be an amendment to the Constitution for us to cure that particular mischief that will probably be happening?
Mischief.
So, I honestly hope that that doesn't become the consequences of this particular event, right? That for me, the way we deal with the fault lines of 146 is not a partisan response of quote unquote, you do me, I do you. 146 does have some fault lines that I think we have to cure through, as you said, through an amendment process, tighten it, look for where those fault lines are and how we can cure any kind of mischief that 146 can be used for. But I really hope that it doesn't lead us down a path of anytime there is a turnover, it means that I have to change the Chief Justice and I have to bring in my new set of EC officials. You don't build enduring democratic institutions that way, especially the institutions that are designed to act as safeguards of the democratic architecture, that I worry if that is what would be our takeaway from this. But again, even if you look at the polarized response to the events that has unfolded ever since this process was triggered, I'm also not surprised to hear some of these comments, but I truly and honestly hope that that doesn't become our portion, going forward.
All right, but you also support calls for amendment to this provision, right?
Definitely, I would. Yes. In fact, I did write a memo to the Constitution Review Committee to, for consideration on how you address some of the fault lines of 146.
Okay. And what were your proposals?
So one of the things that I proposed was if we can get better clarification on what is meant by stated misbehavior or misconduct, in the sense that, in my opinion, it is too vague, and the vagueness allows either a strict construction of the meaning or it provides those with discretion too wide a latitude. Okay. And for me, if you are going to apply the highest form of sanction against the Chief Justice, then we need a lot more clarity on what kinds of offenses and the extent to which it is egregious enough that it rises to that level of applying that sanction. I think I would make the process, and this is not to say that the process is not transparent, but I'm not sure if I fully embrace holding everything in camera. Again, I think if you are going to trigger a process that can result in the removal of your Chief Justice, you want a process that has a bit more public dimension to it. As a citizen, I think I would want to know a lot more about the process, its unfolding, and the basis for which a Chief Justice is being removed. I mean, if we didn't have some of these leaks of the petitions, etc., you can imagine what that does to just wake up and a committee calling on citizens to just trust that nothing untoward happened along the way. That's fair enough, but in a democratic culture where we also don't have the highest form of trust for any of our institutions, I think adding a more public dimension to the process will be helpful.
All right. Okay. I'm grateful to you, sir, for joining us with your viewpoint. That's Dr. John Osai Kwapong. He is a research fellow with CDD Ghana. Well, let me come into the studio and pick your concluding remarks.
Yes.
Yeah.
A quick one. You asked about whether or not the ECOWAS ruling would be binding on Ghana. To the best of my knowledge, Ghana is a member state. And if you look at the ECOWAS revised treaty, okay, I think Article 15 for so, it makes it binding on us and on the individuals who are taking the institution whatsoever ones binding, following our own civil procedures.
Okay.
All right. If you look at their court protocols, so if it hasn't changed, then it means that it will be binding.
So if ECOWAS agrees with her argument, she can be reinstated as a CJ.
That is not what she took there.
Okay.
No, let's not.
Okay.
That's not. I remember
the
the elements of what she took there has to do with human rights. That she wasn't the.
But what will be the end game for that?
I know they are just Yubusan.
Anyway, all right.
But I just wanted that.
Okay.
But things haven't changed.
So, in wrapping up on this discussion about the removal of CJ, what do you think must be the way forward for this country?
I've stated it over and over. I said, if we've identified after the execution of the article that there are lacunas in it, that it needs to be dealt with, why not? Let us deal with that. Let's have a review of it. You understand? And of course, if you look at the submissions by Madame Sofa Kofu, you understand, with her depth of knowledge
in the law,
okay, she accepts and agrees that we have to have a look at it. But as I stated, we couldn't have identified these problems we are identifying today if that article had not been triggered and then had not been executed to its fullest.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Nana. Honorable.
Yeah, I agree that as a country, we need reforms, we need amendments, we need innovations. As we grow, as the society grows, it grows with reforms. Otherwise, you become a cake. And so, much as most minds have identified there could be some lacunas with the Constitution, then if along the line we realize that there are some lacunas which are not probably helping our forward move as a nation, because we are growing together as a nation, issues of this nature are bound to happen. They will come. So if once that is identified, then it will call for constitutional reforms, constitutional amendments, some articles, some clauses of our constitution will need to be amended so that we can have, going forward, we can have a good constitution to run the country. We can have a good constitution so that when one is administering or governing the state using the same constitution and you look at the process, just as some of us have seen this process in the old constitution we are using, the 1992 constitution that we are using. In that article 146, everywhere is clear, is like that. But if like-minded, the constitutional experts, like-minded Ghanaians, like Dr. Kwapong just vividly alluded, have realized that there are some potholes, there are some gaps that needs to be corrected.
We need to
call for a constitutional amendment.
This one from Kobe Chris in the US of A says, good morning. Comparing petitioners of EC in January per his own word to the CJ is wrong. Remember CJ's petition popped up in 2024 before election by lawyer Pokuase-Nsawam, if you remember, but that was That wasn't the petition I was working on, because that petition was thrown out, right? It didn't succeed, because the president said the Council of State after investigation didn't see any merit in that petition. The Kweku has that petition, so that's not what they worked on. So sometimes I used to say most Ghanaians' problems comes from the so-called big, okay, all right. Same former CJ, Sophia Akufo's comment is worse than layman, like, hey, really, this guy. She used same article 146 secretly to dismiss former EC chair. So what is she talking about? Was she blind? No. So you don't understand the Charlotte say one. What they did not come under Article 146. I'm not sure. No. It was under a different. So these are two separate articles that you are talking about, Chris. But that's the point. But just before we leave, you spoke. Why you want to have your bite on that?
I want to talk about something completely different.
So, no, then let me bring you back to. You brought the issue about the Nsawam Highway, right?
Yes, of Fankor.
Good. Now, there's a statement from the former Minister of Roads and Highway, Francis Asansubuachi. Now, he says that President John Mahama's comments today during his inspection of the Fankor-Nsawam Road project are yet another unfortunate attempt to misrepresent well-established fact for political benefit. The truth is clear and documented. The total contract sum for the rehabilitation of the 33-kilometer of Fankor-Nsawam dual carriageway is $346.4 million. Out of this amount, Government of Ghana secured $200 million facility from Afri-Exim Bank to support the financing of the project, not to cover it in its entirety. He says the Afri-Exim Bank facility was always intended to be a partial financing instrument with the balance to be funded from government budgetary allocations. For the president to question that, quote, a loan was taken for the project, so why is the money finished and the road undone, unquote, is misleading. With the greatest of respect to the president. But he knows very well, as the handing over notes clearly state, unless he has been wrongly briefed, that the Afri-Exim Bank facility did not represent the full financing requirement of the project. We urge all well-meaning Ghanaians to disregard these political distortions. This is not a time to play politics with infrastructure. It is a time for fact, transparency, and steady progress geared towards the future and development of our beloved country, Ghana. Francis
Asansu should do us a favor. He's a member of parliament. He can easily pull the roads minister and the entire roads ministry the floor of parliament for questioning, and for them to answer how the account on the Afri-Exim Bank was used. I think that the president made this commentary with the information he got. If you have received a loan,
$200 million.
You understand? If you have received a loan, and you are saying that the loan, it was not a complete sum for the execution of the project. Definitely that $200 million was to execute the contract to a certain point. Are we able to tell whether or not the president was questioning the whereabouts of the money because he has been informed that that $200 million has not been used to execute?
His challenge is for the president to say, you've exhausted the $200 million, but the project has not been completed. That is his point of contention.
No, I agree with you. Like, we're coming here to rebut president. Where you as a member of parliament,
pull the minister to
put a
parliament
to the
so that we would have a proper analysis.
But is it not right to also then put this in the public domain, that the president cannot say that the loan amount? No, he says the president should be factual that the total cost was $342 million. They got $200 million.
How much did Asansu disburse?
He didn't state that here. But his point is that can the president say that the $200 million is finished, but the project is not completed? That is his point of his bone of contention.
He should put the entire
disbursement out there. Okay. Okay.
And say that the $200 million was for this percentage of work to be done.
Okay.
And from here to this point, this was supposed to be monies from the government.
Okay.
And let us prove the president wrong.
Okay.
This statement does not wash.
Okay.
He has every right to pull the minister to the floor of parliament to account for the $200 million.
Okay.
He just exited office as a minister for roads. He still has. I do not think that Asansu does not have copies of all of those memos and things with him. You understand?
They should just release those.
You see, I called for the roads inventory when there was a contention, he says he had completed something kilometers of roads in Ghana, yet we could not see them. And I think that one today, they issued a statement talking plenty. I said, that is too much English. If you have done the roads, hey, Kumasi to Nsawam, Dominancy to Bekwai, this to, if the inventory is there, print it out, display it for the whole Ghana to see. So that we will know whether or not the roads minister who came to stand to speak to Ghanaians is lying, or you are the one who is lying, or being economical with it. Let us be very factual about this. The data don't lie.
Yeah, sure.
Data does not lie. So let us make it clear.
Okay. All right.
The thing about the Pokuase-Nsawam road is that that's the road to my hometown.
I know that's the point.
It's very far away from my home, but that's part of the road. Mr. President, can you also go and inspect the Hang Jeffy to Muchuchuliga route? And can you also get the contractor there to give us a timeline, do it? That's all I'm saying on this. Because some people are fighting for their roads. I'm also fighting for both. So my own prayer is that the president will go there. And also, the president made them give this man, this contractor here, about 800 million cedis. Or is it how much did they give them? You know. Mr. President, can you also give the contractors on the ware, Hen, Jeffy Tumu, Chuchuliga road, can you also go and give them something and also stand there and insist that they too should give you a timeline?
The finance minister,
I'm saying that everybody is fighting their own crowd.
This is mischievous. That's you don't do that.
See, when they were talking, it's not mischievous. When I am talking, it's mischievous.
When I brought
I am simply saying that here is the president of the republic inspecting one road. Kudos, Mr. President. I'm happy you did that. But I'm saying there's another road. Could you also
that's what I'm saying. When I made the statement,
we have released this amount of money, and also tell them to give you a timeline. That's what I'm asking for. So, Mr. President, we beg you, also go to this road, also visit it, also summon the contractor, also summon your finance minister to release.
Unfortunately, that cannot happen.
Done, and let's do.
Unfortunately, that cannot happen.
I'm praying that it should happen. I'm begging that it should happen.
I put it
so
in
that
context.
That road to be constructed. That's what I'm saying. It's a simple plea.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
It's a simple plea.
I said
thank you very much.
Please, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Also do that on
the roads are all of priorities.
Already captured this year's road, and the budget has captured it.
The year that is always ended. We are in September.
Didn't you read the media budget review?
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Your road is already captured. So you have
just before you go. When I raised this,
thinking about your people.
I said that I was applauding the president.
Thinking about your people.
There's all the roads
some JM loves them more than anybody.
Your mics are still live. Yeah.
There are some that are so very much needed. It doesn't mean that the road in his hometown is not of a priority.
Okay.
You understand? As much as there are priorities, there are.
Did I say anything wrong? All I'm saying.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. That's okay. All of you have made your point.
Don't be so mischievous.
This one from Manche Bruce, the second intercratic says,
Dr. Manche Bruce.
Yes.
Don't read.
He's not professor.
Professor, don't read.
He says, the NDC's message and approach yielded positive outcomes in yesterday's by-election in Akatia, where developmental deficit and high illiteracy rates prevail. The NDC's lofty developmental promises and the parliamentary candidates' platform did strike a chord with voters. Additionally, the NDC's recent electoral momentum built over the past 8 months remains a significant factor. It is also imperative to note that Solomon's dignified response to defeat is laudable. To achieve success in 2028, the NPP must prioritize internal cohesion and strategic collaboration. We shall bounce back. Greetings to Nanayao.
Now, is he part of NPP now?
By his part.
They consider. You see, that is a problem. He was put aside because he was, he purported to be an Alan.
But he never said
they never took his advice. You see, the advice he's giving to them. Zato is saying that such advice,
you see, somebody is saying something. So you've got to bring Zato the Abba.
Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
The whole professor.
I'm grateful to you.
Potential education.
I'm grateful to you, gentlemen. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Dr. Zato. Doc, it's fine. Zato, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Zato. Thank you. I'm grateful. Thanks to the gentleman who joined me on this news review. Jabab Kofi Nelson is the MP for Karachi East. Dr. Joshua Zato is policy and political analyst, and Nanaya Sapon is with the Movement for Change. We're also joined by Dr. John Osai Kopon. He is a CDD Research Fellow. But let me do this. Now, today is the birthday of the chief of my town, Agona Nkwanta, or say the Agona Divisional Area, Nana Aziku the fourth. Nana, in the morning, the Wawdai, Yamamaza don't want to know. Na yo kizire, a mountain at a bow, now whatever the man is. Now one asomdwe ramani no elu aka asomdwe ba ye krekwe you know nti amana za yiro pa na ye okezire ewo na wa hindi madi de bla hotote ba mo na vanka bomura mozon wa ohonwe bentenu na ewo na nda va da mababa bevia na nda akobo a amle mu aso ye debo nti aoda ba va mo na na zie ku mu etozro ana the divisional chief of Agona. Yes.
Oh, okay. So my regards to Professor Seydou Alidou. I wish him all the best.
Okay.
When it comes to Tamale Central, I think that I would be biased when it comes to Tamale Central.
You like him to win?
I like him to win.
Okay.
I mean, it would put that pedigree. It would not make us miss that contribution by Dr. Murtala Mohammed.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Because he would be almost
yeah.
pedigree with him, with his contribution into politics and international relations. I wish
all
him
right.
all the best.
Now, are you looking to do things differently to level up your skills and get ahead in this challenging job market? Statistics do show that it's tough out here for university graduates with only a few landing jobs immediately after school. So doing things differently is what the Design and Technology Institute is all about. DTI offers programs ranging from precision welding and fabrication to design innovation, including graphic design, sound engineering, animation, photography, and others, and entrepreneurship. Our programs are internationally recognized by the American Welding Society, Pearson BTech, and CityVet. So you can shine here in Ghana or anywhere in the world. So if you are ready to do things differently and chart your own path, check out DTI. Visit dtiafrica.com/admissions or call 0541 693534 for more information. 0541 693534. Well, that's how we wrap up the news review. And also, we're standing into the big stories. There's much more coming up here on the AM show. Do stay with us.
Welcome back to the AM show. Time now to talk about the EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair. And today our friends from Lech Fortune Limited and Yoban Security Doors have just joined us in studio to tell us more about their brands. And I'm joined by Lilia Hajima Nafre, CEO, Lech Fortune Limited, and as well Delphina Mwahema, Sales and Marketing Executive, Yoban Security Doors. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's the year been for you for sales and business and everything so far, Delphina?
So far, so good.
So far, so good, yeah? You have a pretty smile. Lilia, tell me about Lech Fortune. I mean, we've spoken about it a few times, but it's always a pleasure to hear you talk about it.
Thank you. It's good to be here again. Lech Fortune Limited is an interior design firm. We specialize in making spaces pop. So we are set up and we do complete furnishing of homes, offices. Any space you want decorated for a good ambience. That's what the kind of business we are into.
A lot of people, when they hear decoration or decorating their spaces, they think it's just about putting flooring and florals and all of that. So let us understand, is it that I can trust my kitchen with you, I can trust my living room with you, my bedroom, my bathroom and everything?
Exactly. So when we talk about decor, we're not talking about all the event ribbons and the flowers, but we are looking at what the space is meant for, what the person's taste is, what colors are we putting up together. And so we would furnish your kitchen. That means that we would do a complete woodwork. We would put in all the things you need in a kitchen to let it work. Okay. If we're looking at a living space, we are looking at the furniture, the paint texture, fabrics for curtains. Everything you need to be comfortable in a space is what we do.
Okay.
So it's a complete design. we would design, we'll discuss with you, we'll do the minus and plus and minuses. Then at the end of the day, you have a complete.
That sounds very convenient. Very, very convenient. Delphina, tell me about Urban Security Doors.
Yeah, so Urban Security Doors is the leading brand in sales and installation of Turkish and Italian model doors. As we've been in the security industry for over 2 decades, and we've been serving security solutions to our clients to meet our clients' needs. And we have all types of doors in stock. Our range of products has to do with the Turkish doors, the Italian model doors, the pivot doors, the internal doors, the washroom doors, and then our fully bulletproof cast iron doors. So when it comes to doors, we have everything. So for your home, your hospitals, hotels, apartments, any space you can think of, even schools.
Yeah.
Yes, we have all the sizes, the double, the 1.5, the single. Even if your measurement is a bit extended or beyond standard, we got you covered.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know that no matter your measurement, you can get something for yourself. Yeah. But Lilia, tell me, for Large Fortune, there surely is competition out there. What's that one thing that makes your brand the most, let's say, the best out of the many out there?
We have been in this business for our flagship is the way we pay attention to detail. If we are doing a curtain, the seams are straight from top to bottom. The measurements are accurate. If we are doing furniture, we are doing it to the best of the standards. And so people say, we didn't know that people would do this in Ghana. We thought this was imported, and the ideas we bring on board is just what makes us stand out.
Okay. Okay. I mean, and for the Habitat Fair, it's been happening for years. Why did you choose to want to be part of the fair?
Yeah. This is a warning. Joy FM should never stop doing the Habitat Fair.
Because or not?
Yes, don't ever stop. Joy FM is a brand that, you'll be lucky to be associated with, and we are just so proud that we are part of this process. And we came on board because the kind of clientele we have, fortunately, is like what you have as listeners. And so we...
That's so true.
So true, yeah. So the kind of people we are looking out for is what Joy FM has. So why waste our time do something else somewhere when they are not the target? And so that's why we jumped on it. And thanks to your marketing staff, Oscar, who, approached us and convinced us to be part of this. And I have no regrets we did that, and we'll do this over and over again.
I'm glad and so happy to hear this. That Delphina, so for doors, did I hear you say bulletproof?
Yes. Fully, don't forget that.
Full one.
Bit of cast iron.
Okay, but beyond that, you of course know that people look at cost, because by this time somebody's thinking, if it's bulletproof, it must be expensive. But what are the prices like? Are they affordable? Is it something everybody can purchase?
Yes, they're very affordable. Prices are actually the best in the market per the quality we serve. Yes, when you are looking at the high quality Turkish and Italian model doors, Urban Security Doors got you covered. We have installments planned too for people who want to purchase but cannot afford full payment.
Okay.
We do have some installments planned for them too as well. Yes, so the prices are not outrageous. They are worth the quality of the door.
But what do you look out for the installment arrangement?
So you make a deposit of about 70%, depending on the type of door you're purchasing and the amount we're talking about. You make either 70% or 50% deposit, and then the rest will be split for you. After you make payment, after payment is done, installation and delivery is done for you for free.
Okay.
And then you get your door. Everything is sorted out.
That's amazing. That's. So let's forget. I'm curious. Do you source everything in Ghana? And I ask this because a lot of people sometimes just want to know whether some of the things that we use locally are good. Have you been able to get some suppliers that are good give us the space that we desire and all of that? Or you do all of it imported?
No. For our wood products, we make everything from Ghana.
Okay.
We source from, the rich forest, mahogany wood, all of that is sourced from here.
Okay.
And so if you come to us for a bed, know that it's for life.
It will never break.
It will never break.
You sleep on it forever.
Yes, and we also use our, tie and dyes and things for throw pillows. We use the fugu for throw pillows. We incorporate all of the kente stuff into our decor, and that people love.
You have some special offers, especially because the Habitat Fair is coming up. Do you have some special offers?
Yes, we do. We are looking at doing 10 to 15% discount for this fair. Okay. And so next week, if you come to the fair and just even have your name registered in our guest book, it qualifies you for the discount a year after the fair. You just say that I was at the fair. We can verify from you registering and signing up, and that's it. So 5%, 10 to 15% discount from this fair. And Christmas is coming.
Yes.
And so people want to refresh their spaces and things. And mind you, we don't only come and do new things for you. When we come and see your space, we can revamp your curtains, repurpose them for other spaces or the same space. We can repurpose your furniture, reupholstery, things like that. We are not into, pushing people to come up with huge budgets just because they want to decorate and design their spaces. But we can look at what you have and we can advise that, look, this we can use for this and that. And so people shouldn't be thinking as a whole budget to do decor design.
I hope that this makes you okay and feeling comfortable to approach their stand when it's time, especially next week. But I've just also been joined by Isaac Asare-Bedu, CEO of the Builders Market. I'm certain that you have heard the Builders Market. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Tell me about the Builders Market. I like to think the name as it is, but you never know. Tell me about it.
Right, Builders Market, we do everything in the bathroom, in exception of the towels.
Okay.
Yes. And this morning I want to be here to explain a few things to consumers.
Okay.
Now, sanitary ware must have three functions. One, aesthetics. Two, it must be cost saving. Then three, it's got to be hygienic. That's what I'm here.
I agree with you, Mr. Asare-Bedu, because I need to be able to have coffee in my bathroom.
Thank you.
At all costs. I should be able to read a book in my bathroom.
That's right.
And so if you're like me, then surely you want to be talking to the Builders Market. But how long have you been in existence and how's been the market so far?
We've been in this business for 35 years.
God, shall I do my age? Where's my weighing card? Let me just check my age. Yeah.
Started this very small and grew it and asked others to join. We've done a lot of work around this country.
Okay.
But all this while it's been quiet. Yeah. So the other time I was here with Ben and I said, go to the Bank of Ghana's governor's house. You'll find a product there.
I see.
Yes.
So why did you decide to be part of the fair, though, the Habitat Fair?
One, because of the platform, and two, because consumers actually do not know what is on the market.
So when
consumers must know what is on the market to enable them make a very good decision.
Okay. So you work with external sources to provide the service, or all of these people are observed under your business and then you provide the service for consumers?
Okay. Two ways. We have people who buy from us and resell.
Okay.
We have contractors, consultants who also contact us on projects. And We also do retail as well.
Okay. Delphina, back to you. There have been some modern features that have been introduced in doors. Is there anything I can find like that when I come to urban security?
Yes.
Okay.
We have the smart locking system. Some even on our fully bulletproof doors. So our smart locking system comes with a fingerprint. You have a camera that you can even access via your phone when you are even overseas. Yes. You have your electronic bell, you have the password, and then a whole lot. And it's very classy.
Yeah?
Very, very classy.
It matters. The classy.
It's a Gen Z type of door.
Tell me about it.
Yes, and it comes with, in as much as it has all the aesthetics, we don't compromise on the security because that is the main goal. Urban security doors, as our motto goes, protecting lives and properties. Okay. That is our aim. So in as much as we're not compromising on the designs and how beautiful the door should be, we're taking our security into consideration.
Let's say a little bit more on the installation. So is this for free? Is it an added service, or you talk about it's negotiable?
Our installation is actually free. I know you're surprised.
I am.
It's actually free.
Okay.
Nationwide.
Nationwide.
Yes.
Okay. So how many locations do you have? Is it just one central location, but you supply to different parts of the country?
Okay, so it's one, but we have a lot of branches.
Okay.
A lot of branches. We are everywhere in Ghana. We are in Accra, we are in Kumasi, we are in Takoradi, we are in Koforidua.
Okay.
In Accra, we have about 5 branches. Our head office is at Oyarifa, New York first. Then Kumasi, we have 2. Koforidua, we have 2. Takoradi, we have 1. Yes.
Lilia, you know how when people want to decorate their spaces, especially women, you know, it's not just one thing they walk and say, I want this. They want to consult. They want to have conversations. They want to go through the process with you. What kind of service do you render in that aspect?
Yeah, so we do consultation. We will not decorate your space without speaking to you. So we do that together with the client. Sometimes the kind of colors they want in some spaces, you know, we help them to tone down.
You talk them out?
Yes, we talk them out. And people think because my favorite is red, everywhere in my house must be red. And so we kind of like help them to tone down. So of course we sit with you, we'll have a site visit, assess your space, assess what can be done, and you know, we advise on that. So, and this service is free of charge. When I began this work, I thought that I would charge for consulting.
Yeah.
Ghanaians are not ready, they are not prepared to, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
So this is just an add-on. It's free, consultation is free. Sometimes you go and consult and they don't even bring back the business. You know, I can count 2 or 3, but you know, we still don't charge for that. It's free. We sit, talk with you. You go and meet a client and they take 1 hour of your time, but all of this is free. It's just because we want to have a good product at the end of the day. And so
there are specialized decoration. For example, I had a family who said that when they were expecting the child, they had to redecorate, they had to rearrange. Is this some sort of service that you do, Let Fortune?
Yes, because you know, toddlers have the kind of space they want. New babies have the kind of colors that would help them grow and everything. And so yes, we do all of that.
Okay.
Yes,
okay. Mr. Asare-Bedu, let me in again for the builders market. Is there a place I can just walk to and have a conversation with you and probably not just wait for the fair?
That's what we enjoy doing best because of our experience. So we always want to talk to people before they buy the product. Now there's a problem in the industry. A lot of people will walk in when they are at the tail end of the project. But I made it known earlier on. I said I wanted to talk to Ghanaians for them to know what to do. Now, you need to incorporate what you want in the design.
The design, you're talking about the architectural area.
Correct.
When you're engaging an architect?
Yes.
Okay.
So the architect must be able to give you the right dimensions. And with the builders market, when you come, we'll give you what we call the spec manual. So the spec manual will actually tell you the height, the space, and it gives you all the dimensions that you want. Yes. Again, plumber will just You call a plumber or you call an artisan, he comes in and he thinks every WC is a WC. But even the same brand will have different models, and different models have different dimensions. So the plumber must know these things to enable him be able to do it for you and be able to enjoy it. That's why we said, with the builders market, bathroom, we want you to get it right.
There is a disease with artisans like plumbers who specialize in doing half of the work and they vanish. Madam, my boss is here. I'll come tomorrow. This broke, this, that. The builders market can assure our viewers today that if they come to you, they won't be suffering this, especially because then you're an established business, but maybe you're overwhelmed with businesses. And then you come and do the job halfway, then halfway we can't find you, you're busy.
Enjoying the product is most essential and most important part. So the job must be done. And we make sure if you don't have a plumber or if you don't have somebody, we introduce somebody to you. And we make sure we walk by his tail to make sure the job is done and it's done properly. Because we cherish referrals. So Kojo comes to your home and he sees something and he's satisfied with it. He also talk Ama or Kwesi. I have enjoyed where a man at Hohoi has started buying from us for the past 5 years. Why? Because his classmate bought something from us 10 years ago, I think 15 now, and he invited him to the home when he was opening the place. And he said he visited him 10 years later, he found them still there.
Interesting.
Good, that's right. So the man has given us a lot of business from Hawaii.
I'll encourage him to come for his commission.
Thank you.
Well, so if I understand, not just an individual can buy from the builders market, also business contractors, builders as well can just come to the builders market, and that's actually the core of your business.
Yes, we've done a lot of work with mostly Ghanaian trusted construction companies.
Okay.
And I can mention one just behind your studios here, Crane Construction. Yes, we did a lot of job with them because Crane can be trusted. Okay. So those are the kind of people we deal with. Okay. And again, through what we did, I think we got a lot of referrals. I remember they got us to SOS, Herman, something at Tema. There were a lot of things that we've done. Yes. The Catholic Church, so that's what it is.
Delphina, do you have anything like after sales service that you provide after you've done the installation?
Yes. After sales service is actually a lifetime. We walk through with you throughout the journey. We don't just end the relationship after sales and after installation. We value the loyalty to our clients than any other thing. As Mr. Isaac said, we value the relationship for more referrals because we are selling quality, and then you might be someone who would refer it to somebody else to be able to get the type of security that they're looking for.
Are there any special offerings, especially because the fair is coming up? Or
yes, there is. We've been with you for about 5 years.
Yeah.
To be able to reach every household, because nobody should compromise on security. That is why we are on Joy Habitat Fair now with you. And that's at the fair, we'll be sharing the secret codes out there. That is if you visit our stand. Please, if you come to the fair and you visit our stand, there are secret codes out there.
What are we doing with the secret
code? The secret codes will unveil exclusive discounts for you.
Okay.
So please do all to attend the fair at Accra Mall and enjoy your discounts on our doors.
Okay.
Not just our doors, but all our services too as well.
Okay. Lilia, I know that you're offering up to 10 to 15% discounts at least for people, but as well, now till next week, somebody is watching you and then they know that I can actually have a conversation with Lilia discussing. I'm building and I want her to be part of it, the decor. I've actually just finished, but I want to, you know, renovate, remodel and all of that. How can they find you?
So we are on plot 50 in Dhaka on the Spintex Road. That area is called Kotobabi. There's a Kotobabi at Spintex.
Okay.
So that junction is EcoBank Junction. So down that road, we are around a place called Ndaka. And just when you put in Lesh Fortune Limited on your Google map, it should take you right to our office. You can also reach us on 0244 265588. This number never goes off. Okay. Or on our landline, which is 0302 81163. Go to our website, www.leshfortunelimited.com. And on our social media handles is Lesh Fortune Limited.
Okay.
You can find us in all these spaces.
You're very visible.
Yes, we are very visible.
Lesh Fortune is very visible, like Lilia's smile. Please find them. She never loses her smile. As well, Isaac, tell me, on the day or during the fair, do you have any special offerings?
We've already given a discount of 7.5% on all our products. And at each clinic, we also offered an extra 10%. So you come and we'll give you good deals and better offerings.
Okay.
But before I leave, I mentioned the reason why I'm here. You need to get, apart from getting a rim-free WC, you also getting a WC which will not stain. And again, you also will have a WC with a voltaic, we call it, let me get quickly with that. Yes, it works on a principle of fluid mechanics. So,
okay.
Yes, this is purely mechanical engineering and physics. Yes, so it rotates 360 degrees, so then make sure it cleans the bowl properly.
Okay.
Yes. And again, you're also going to make some savings because the fittings that we offer you is going to give you even 25% reduction as compared to the EU standard. Yes, so they should take note of this.
Okay, well, please take note of this. Delphina, did you tell me how we can find you on social media?
Yes, so on social media, UrbanSecurity.gh, on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube, all the social media handles. And our website is www.urban.com. Our contacts to 0207 136 743, 0207 136 743. And then we have 023 189 0007. 023 189 0007. You're free to also walk into any of our ultra-modern showrooms across Ghana.
Okay.
We'll be awaiting you.
Okay, Delphina. Isaac, please tell me number to call or, you know, if there's any social media.
Social media handles, go to the Builders Market GH. You'll find us with in X, and again with TikTok and Instagram. Then telephone numbers 024 588 9072 or the landline 020 030 22 5877707. Let me repeat 0302 258 707. And you can find us at 25 Dantu Street, not industrial area.
Okay. Thank you so much, Isaac Atari Bedu, CEO of the Builders Market. As well, we're joined by Lilia Hajema Nafra, CEO, Lesh Fortune Limited, and as well, Delphina Bwahima. She is Sales and Marketing Executive at Urban Doors, or Security Doors, maybe I should say. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. It's a special invitation for you to come to the mall between the 12th day of September to 14th. Do not miss the fair and visit their stand as well. Please stay. There's more on the show.
So, MFA, you take it. Okay, welcome back.
Of course, that's what you should do. Welcome back then. Well, let's help you make your dream home a reality with EcoBank. Step into your ideal home or transform your current space into one that truly reflects your style and comfort, all with the support from EcoBank. EcoBank has once again partnered with Joy News to bring you an exciting experience at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. This year's edition makes your journey to a comfortable modern home even more accessible and affordable. With EcoBank's Buy Now, Pay Later, you can easily renovate, upgrade, or furnish your home to suit your taste and lifestyle, whether it's elegant home decor, modern furniture, essential electronics like laptops and phones, or solar energy solutions. EcoBank has the right financing tailored to your lifestyle, from staying connected with the latest devices to embracing sustainable living. Our flexible consumer loans, asset finance, and salary advance products are designed to help you bring your vision to life. Enjoy competitive interest rates, convenient repayment terms, and fast approval from a bank that understands your needs. So visit our stand and take the first step towards the home and lifestyle you deserve. Comfortable home starts with EcoBank. Be part of it. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Now, the ABC game is paying big, and your name could be the next. Dial *262#. Pick any 3 letters, stake from 5 cedis, and win up to 1 million Ghana cedis. You heard it right. 1 million Ghana cedis is what you can win. With daily draws at 10 a.m., 5 p.m. on a Dome TV, and 9 p.m., you can play multiple times a day. And for the bold players, Friday jackpots is the real deal. 1 letter, 3 times stake, 2 letters, 8 times stake, 3 letters, any order, 200 times stake. Exact order, 2,000 times stake. That's 20,000 Ghana cedis and more. Now, what you have to do is to play more than 10 Ghana cedis per round to increase your winnings. This is licensed by the NLA under the Caritas platform. So win more, be bold enough, play more, and win more, on this. It's been such a day with you here on the AM show, starting from all the issues around Akwetia to the the Chief Justice.
Removal of the Chief Justice.
But really, I get surprised there, huh? Mm-hmm. Because I thought that if you remove him as you remove her as a Chief Justice, you leave her on the bench. Why take her off the bench? That's something the people with legal brains would have to start interrogating.
We will ask the lawyers.
Yeah.
We'll ask the lawyers about it, but
seem to be lawyers.
We'll ask the lawyers, but it's interesting because for you to be the Chief Justice, you must be on that bench, right?
Yes, yes.
You must be a judge on that bench,
yes.
Which means that the misconduct is nearly attached to your person.
I don't agree.
Nearly.
Because, yes, I don't agree. Because the thing is that the misconduct was with an office. If you take me out of that office, I become just the normal judge on the bench without a position to influence any decision making. So why take me off the bench? That will affect even my pension. When you say the offense allegedly committed by me is associated with the office, because without being the Chief Justice, could I have influence who sit on cases? Would I have embarked on those journeys that you accuse me of? So I think that the people who have learnt law, you need to help us.
But ask Samson. Well. Samson will bring us some clarity if you watch Newsfile.
I can't wait for Newsfile on Saturday.
Or the law on Sunday.
I'm sure he will bring his
to be appointed as a Chief Justice, you see the requirements, good character, years of... The requirements, it becomes a bit shaky when they say that you're being removed. But it's a debate we can have, and not today.
I would have loved to have this debate today, even though I'm a non-lawyer.
Yeah, not today. But thank you for watching the show today. I am Emefa Akosia Adeti.
And I am Samuel Kojo Brace. It's been an honor to have you join us this morning. Let's meet again, God willing, tomorrow. But up next is News Desk with Mame Esi Nyamiche from Sin, the Sweet 16 lady. You see another Sweet 16 Emefa Adeti?
Up on Yonko.
Oh, yeah.
Up on Yonko.